Hey yo, it's been a long ass time since your boy dropped a rhyme. A year and some change later, and I'm thinking it's time. We've been gone for a while, and it's crucial, you know. We missed every single one of y'all in doing the show. The world went crazy in the time we've been out. Whether we'd make it through was slightly in doubt. Well, the 2020 hell may not fully be gone, but at least the KKP boys got the pie back on. We hope you miss us like we missed y'all, cause we back in full swing, new setting and all. We got Dave in the house, hair a little longer, Osama here too, how the hell can we falter? Well, the best is for last, and you know that's right. This right here be the host. It's time for Potter's Delight.
I think we have to address the obvious.
That we've been gone for 4 years?
We've been gone too long, true or false, right or wrong.
Hello?
I think if you ask the people, they'd be like, oh, we're wrong.
We.
You weren't gone for too long. But yo, man, hey, listen.
You've been wondering if all the time we've been gone, if we'd be back to this shit.
Dude,
And now we're
lost 4
back here.
subscribers, which made sense because we were off for a year, but like, we're gonna lose the rest of the 133.
Why, because I'm
Because
singing?
you started the pod singing. Yo, listen, let's first
You don't
of all,
have to put it in.
Let's just be very, very excited that we're back. I'm super fucking excited, man.
Cheers,
I don't know about the people who are watching. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, Sam will be on the sound effects machine. He's the Biz Marquee of the podcast. So you go ahead and use
Hey,
that.
dude that used to be in Police Academy making... He was skilled.
Yeah.
He was skilled.
Shit.
He might have been Dougie Fresh of the acting game.
Michael. No. Something.
I'm not gonna try.
Yeah,
He's
I
the
don't know.
dude that makes a pretty adequate helicopter noise from his mouth.
As you can see, we have not skipped one single beat. Welcome back to the Kiona and Kasson podcast.
We back,
It
baby!
was amazing to say that. There's so much to talk about, guys, and I feel like we're not going to end up getting to any of the important shit.
No, we may not, but
This is episode
we can
number
try.
84. We're going to call this season 2 because we're bringing it back.
what about KKP
82
V2?
episodes in the first season.
There's too many letters. And
Legendary.
there's too many.
Like, what's that?
things.
What sound like you
KKP
gang banging and shit? Like, all right, my bad. I'm
Sound like
sorry.
a strain of like synthetic cannabis.
No.
Yeah,
I don't fuck with that shit no
that
more.
shit kills people,
No.
you know. But welcome back to the show, everybody. We are so excited to be here. I am your host,
Indeed.
Adam, here with my brother Osama, and we brought an old friend along for the first ride here. Dave will give you some insight into the expectations about the frequency. You will see him.
Yeah.
But we're here all right now, so that's the important thing.
True shit.
I'd like to start by saying opposite shout out to Glenn. Just for the nostalgia
Opposite
there.
shout out to our motherfucking homie Glenn.
Yeah, I was just talking to him, and I told him, we're bringing the pod back. He's like, first of all, he didn't respond, and
Which is
for about
typical.
24 hours.
Yes.
And then he was like,
He responded
When,
at
bro?
all.
Yeah, he said-
that's
he
different.
said, when, bro? And that was it. So I
When,
still
bro?
responded back to him because I was like, yo, you took a day and a half to respond to that. You should be excited. If you're not, then I don't know.
Opposite shout out, son.
Yeah, right. There you go. That's
Yeah.
it.
So in the year that we've been gone, right? Like the climate has changed. Like so, like can we still talk the way we used to talk?
I'm gonna.
Not
still
that we were
talk the way I
talking
talk.
bad, but like there's certain words probably in this last year you probably can't say anymore, right?
There's certain things. You know what? No.
Not that we were slanderous, but we used words that we used as children.
I'm trying to think. Right. So right. I get
Listen,
And I'm-
disclaimer before we have any discussions is I hate everybody equally. So
True shit.
if there's anything,
But I
against
also
any
love
particular
everybody
demographic-
equally. I'm love and hate.
Yeah,
at the
for
same
sure.
damn
I
time.
don't think that makes sense.
It does.
I mean,
50-50.
I love humanity, but I hate
Chance of
people.
being loved, 50-50.
Okay, I'm just gonna say you're right.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna roll with
It's got to make sense to
I'm
some
gonna roll.
degree, I guess.
All right.
But yeah, so you might notice that we are in a completely different facility.
Yeah, we
It's
done.
pretty glaring.
We done either moved. Have we
observation.
moved on up or have we just moved?
Well, we're still on the second floor.
Like we moved more west, right? So we didn't move to the east side. It's not a deluxe apartment.
To be fair, Chicago doesn't really have like an east side.
It does.
I mean, it does, but like not really.
You don't necessarily want to
River
move
North
there,
downtown area.
Yeah, that's
Well-
like not a thing.
or you just go further south.
You just
East.
and you get closer to Indiana, and
Well-
nobody wants to be there.
right, but that's also not east side of Chicago. It's like
It is
east
considered
or-
Chicago. There's like East Chicago. There's...
Yeah, but that's not really east. Chicago.
No, it is.
But if it's labeled East Chicago,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like Blue Island is east, right?
There's a lot of things
it
that have
says
labels
it,
that
but
I
it's
disagree
definitely
with.
not East Chicago.
No,
I don't
just because it's in that direction and it's east, as they call it.
Okay,
What'd you say it was? East?
picture Clark and Lake. Now go east from there. How far are you going? Not very far. Like, not compared to the other directions.
Well, no, dude. Like, that's I don't know. I don't know.
There's a lake there. There's a lake
You're a lake.
there. So.
Fuck you and your
You know what?
lake.
You're a hooker. But anyway, so yeah, in the time that we've been gone, one of the positives was I have a new home that we were lucky enough to.
Adam
obtain.
has actually moved on up.
I moved on up. I'm a little bit more.
The
east.
pod is just in another room in another house,
Yeah.
but Adam is the one that owns this house, so that's good.
Yes, that's a development that one positive thing that came out of 2020. And listen, while there's a lot to discuss around 2020, I really rather just talk about like where we've been throughout that time, because people have heard enough.
Yeah, because
about
we
it.
probably could have, if we were, potting in the moment, I think we would have definitely addressed everything. We wouldn't have had many serious pods there would have been probably months at a time where the podcast would have been more serious than not.
Right.
But to go back, I agree. I think it's probably best to just to address the fact that we've all had a very trying year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been bad,
Absolutely,
but
agree. I know it doesn't sound that way when we started with the fact that I got a new house.
well, no, I mean, there's
To be fair, I mean it's not because I'm good with it.
there's definitely some light to be found in the darkness of last year for sure.
Yeah.
I know everybody's had their fair share of just a year where, I mean, people who maybe didn't have anxiety developed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things of that nature. So
There's a lot of people who spent the year pretty much alone. They lived
Yeah.
alone. They weren't able to get out and see people. Their work either unfortunately they weren't able to continue working during that time, or they have to work from home. But whatever it is, a lot of people don't deal with isolation well. So just keep your head up, guys.
right, and just know that we were there with you, man. We wish we could have potted about it. We spoke about it plenty times.
For sure.
But,
we had, like internal pods, which
Exactly.
hopefully kept us from being too rusty.
Exactly.
And also on that similar note, this is a whole new setup, and it's been a while since we did setup. So
It will
if there's
develop
any
soon.
issues with visual audio stuff, I apologize, but we'll work on it.
It will be worked on in the coming episodes because we do plan to get back to this regularly. Sundays. So when did we release last
Tuesdays.
on Tuesdays? Right.
See how
Excuse
much
me.
attention he paid. He just showed up and talked.
It's been a year, dude, and been a trying year at best.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I'll say this about 2020. I want to wrap this up in like 5 minutes, right? Number one, let's start with the obvious. We were there, obviously. So rest in peace to everybody who was lost. Kobe Bryant, starting with him. God, we had no idea what was coming after that, and that was already like a devastating way. Yeah. So him. I mean, we lost Alex Trebek. That was crazy.
R.I.P. We lost Sean Connery,
Yeah.
but and I mean we've lost a lot of people, but I do think we should probably start off the year. I mean, we talked about Kobe, but we should probably start off by saying rest in peace, George Floyd. Right.
Indeed.
If we're going to speak Breonna Taylor, if we're going to speak about the rest in peace, Alex Trebek, he was, not to say you want to lose people, but he had lived a long, very, prosperous life. It's never easy to lose somebody, but it's never easy to lose somebody when they shouldn't have been lost in the first place.
Right.
So we do want to acknowledge that, say R.I.P. George Floyd
And shout out
Breonna
the
Taylor,
entire BLM movement.
yes, I mean everything that happened last year was so crazy, man, and I mean we can't not address it in some sort of fashion.
Absolutely, and I just want to I don't want to glaze over it because it's all very important, but I also want to just kind of keep it a little light here, because I know
this has been our podcast the whole time. We've addressed things, but we've always been trying to be the light, something to keep you keep your mind off of what's been happening.
Right.
And I don't think we ever want to.
We don't want to disrespect anything.
Yeah,
by
we
not
don't want to
acknowledging
disrespect
it,
things, but we also don't want to deter from what we've been. Right.
So I mean, crazy year. Hopefully everybody got through it, and hopefully you're all still with us. Hopefully, rest in peace to anybody who did lose their life to anything.
Most definitely.
Not even just COVID, but anything that surrounded that. The police, whatever big story, doesn't matter. Like small story. Rest in peace to anybody who lost their life last year, and it's just in general.
Yeah. And if you're with us in 2021, here's to hoping that this year, though, I mean, it's moving quickly, quick as fuck.
Yeah.
But it's moving quickly. But if you're with us in this year, let's just hope for a better year, more prosperous year, and just try to learn from our mistakes as a people, man. And other than that, I really don't want to dwell because I think this is a pretty happy
Trump's
day
gone.
for I mean,
that was a positive.
peace out on
year.
peace out, motherfucker. What do we used to do like?
Yeah, so that was a good way to end the year.
Yeah,
Just sorrow. Unfortunately, I don't want to appreciate people's sorrows sometimes, but there's certain people.
some sorrows are okay. But I will say, because of the fact that we are back here first time in almost a year, it's not exactly a year, but it's close to a year. I do want to
Just
say
about a year.
it's
Just about a year.
it's yeah. I mean, it's probably a few weeks shy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's a happy day for us to be able to be here together doing this.
Definitely.
We haven't done it in a while, and
Thankfully, none of us got sick.
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a crazy year. We've known people that have gotten sick, and we've known people that have had people that have gotten sick and lost folks. So
Same.
it's just one of those things. Like, as much as people are, the warm weather can make people think that, oh man, it's gone, but it ain't really gone. It's just you kind of lose sight
It
of it.
started just before the warm weather
Yeah,
last year, and
exactly.
it's still here. So that should tell you
Yeah,
everything.
so be careful. You know what I mean. But that being said,
Yeah, let's move on to happier.
a little happier note. If we were able to play music here again, we'd insert something. Maybe if we put some music on something, if we put the visual or the audio on SoundCloud, we can put music with it. Apparently, that's a thing. So we might do that. Fair use. I don't even think you got to say fair use. You just
think-
use it.
I think
It's all fair use, apparently. There.
I really feel like there should be like a minimum amount of like fanfare that you have before they care.
Like, dude, I
We
got
have 130
Like, I need people to like my.
I love every
podcast.
one of you guys, but like I don't think that should be enough to justify us.
Right.
We're not making any money.
That being said, what we've been up to?
Man, listen. Obviously, I had a move, which was big. I started getting into drums this year, so I looked to Dave for a lot of guidance for that because he's a drummer. So, working from home, putting this room together, that's pretty much what my year has equated to.
Yeah, I mean, your years changed a lot. Like remote working, like do you wear pants when you work?
I wear pants. Look, okay, let me just be. Let me give.
I'm
full
saying, dude,
disclosure.
I'd be like,
I have been a dirty fucking scumbag during this time. There will be times where I'll wear the same.
I ain't
pants,
showered in a week.
The same sweats like 3 days in a row. It'll be like not a whole week, but like a day or two sometimes. Yeah, just get the shower.
and you got to go to work.
I don't know. I go right here.
I know, but
I'm
they
in my
see
office,
you.
people.
Yeah, but they don't smell
What you do? Turn the lights down low. Turn the lights down low.
Well, they don't see me.
you
unless
can't
I
see
turn
that
on
I
the camera.
smell.
I mean, no,
smell
you can't
like
see it,
shit.
bro. There's
Okay.
not literal.
I'm sorry,
Stink
man.
lines.
It's been a
There
while.
should be some stank lines on your songs, though. I don't.
There's probably stink lines running around you with motherfucking working remotely. It's like you actually feel like you're like in a cabin remote. Like, no, you do have to see people.
I'm sure it does feel like that. Some people.
But here's
We
the
do.
thing.
Cabin fever was a real thing this year. Like, I was just getting tired of working on the house. I was like, this is
the
some
first time I
bullshit.
put on jeans in a couple months, probably. I was looking for a reason. I'm like, yo, got
Don't
a
you-
podcast. Let me.
Don't
let
you
me
wear
look some-
pants?
I don't have shoes
Spruce
on.
up a little bit.
we all don't have shoes on, so we're not. We're clearly not keeping.
We're to be honest, we're respecting the rules of Adam's home. He said take the shoes off. We said okay, and now he's gonna talk shit like we were supposed to wear shoes.
I mean, listen. When we were shooting, this is a little.
I'm
known
wearing
behind
the
the scenes
spiffy
fact.
Jet Life sweater that I just got.
Little known behind the scenes fact: when we were shooting at Sam's house, I brought an additional pair of shoes most of the time. One, so that I didn't track it all in his house, and then two, so I can just showcase the sneakers.
Check out
I
the
feel like you guys do
kicks.
that.
So, hey Dave, what you been doing?
So, I guess it's been a while since the podcast.
Since you've been gone.
Yeah, it's been quite some time, but let's pretend like it's been just a year.
Sure. So, I've been, excuse me, my wife and I
Yeah, y'all, not you.
have been saving.
You a y'all, not a us. You a y'all.
Yes, marriage is a very real thing.
It exists and it is true.
It's very real, and yes.
You're not a team either, though. Don't let that confuse you.
Oh, no,
You are you.
You speak for yourself.
I'm just saying-
I'm about to get in trouble.
I'm just saying she runs the game.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, true shit.
Okay.
Yeah, like what men
And
are literally just the worker bees.
It is mainly her.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been busting our asses, saving up money.
You can say ass.
I paused for a second. I'm like, should I swear? Can I swear?
Can we say the word? Can we say the
I
A
almost
word?
look to you for
The day that ass is offensive to somebody, fuck you.
Alright. So,
True.
I'm saving up and whatnot, but we actually bought an apartment building.
Hey!
Hey. Dun, 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 dun,
I wish I was sitting
dun.
closer to
Pop,
that
pop,
drum
pop.
set.
Grrr, pop,
So
pop.
that means that all three of us are now homeowners.
Yeah.
Home ownership
Hey, man,
can
you know,
be a little
It's all because
tricky.
of you. No, it's not.
It's not about. It's not because of
This
YouTube.
was independent hustle that developed this.
We lost somebody.
A lot of
Actually, we
long
lost
hours.
actually a couple of subs during this time, so it's definitely not for YouTube
Come
because
back.
of YouTube. Come back.
Come back.
David, come back. Hey.
If they left,
Come
they don't
back.
know that we're even doing this again.
But hey, man, let's not gloss over this because that's great news.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
In contact with these guys the whole time. And, they were very
Oh, we just found out.
very supportive.
What? We just found out.
Whatever.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
You didn't know.
But yeah, so that's a very real thing. So right now, we're just prepping the apartment to start renting it out.
Cool, man.
Painting, whatnot.
Enjoy that tenant life. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I hope that you get a good one.
Yes, that's
You know, you don't want a good one. So I got a. You probably
Strict
don't want to. You don't want to get like a hot. You don't want a hot tenant, right? So make sure you don't get a hot tenant.
Well, no.
There's
You don't want to get any. That's both sides. You don't want a hot dude or a hot girl because
Sure.
you don't know. You don't know. Like hot dudes can be a dick.
just pause the hot dude part.
No, not for him. Not for me or
I think
him.
you should.
I'm saying. I'm saying no. Like
we should be careful.
Adam got real offended.
Listen, you know that I'm a big advocate for the pause.
don't be that.
If I had a
way.
pause button, I'd be like, pause, bitch.
Anyway, I'm saying guidelines, right?
Right.
You know, these people. You don't know who you're renting to, so you don't want to. You don't want a hot guy. You don't want a hot girl. You want somebody that looks like they're stable or not stable, but stable enough to stay at your home.
True.
That's all I got for you.
You got to judge them by their car.
Yeah. Don't feel
But don't
bad.
judge them by their car because I have a nice car, but I'm that.
Don't feel bad about saying no, right? Like, I think that's one thing you got to be good at. Because, like,
Strict, that's
we've had
better.
people like that be like, oh, we really love this apartment, you know, and they'll be reaching out, but you know that you've got somebody
Oh yeah.
that is putting in that's more than likely going to be, you know, but you can't say no to people, right? You just can't. Like, that's not part of the law. No, the law doesn't allow you to do something like that. Like, you have to be, there's
'Cause they don't
specific
want
guidelines.
discrimination.
Yeah. So there's that. And then, you know, have fun.
Yeah.
You know. It's honestly not that bad. Being a landlord is cool. Again, it's just, I think the biggest thing is, you know, the tenant that you rented to, who's in your home.
Does your tenant listen to our pod?
I don't think
Being
she,
very
no.
nice about tenants.
Huh?
Our tenant is cool.
No, honestly, she's
Most
pretty
landlords
cool.
be like, "Man,
We've had, but no, the thing is, this is the third one we've had.
Yeah.
But they've all moved out. They were like the people that were transitioning into buying a home.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's cool.
Which means that they have to be more responsible about this.
Right. They got to be on point. Make sure they're paying their rent. Right. They can't fuck up because they fuck up. That's on their record. And now what do you do about the home? Like, oh, what happened 2 months ago? But like, shit.
True. But it was a very difficult year for landlords as well. I know, like, obviously, tenants, you know, they people need to break because it's hard. Like, a lot of people lost work, whatever. But it's also hard for the landlords who, you know, they count on that rent money too. So,
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about both perspectives. It's really, you know, both sides can be hurting.
Yeah.
Though, you know, it just seems like even though the landlord may have to make his rent somehow, that, you know, it's harder on the others as well. But I mean, that may not be the case. The landlord may only have one building, you know. But other than that, guys,
On a more cheerful note.
I'm definitely. We're just excited at this point.
as you should be.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Springtime be fun. Springtime
So-
is fun when it gets warm and you're able to do things out, you know, and make sure the outside of the house is how you'd like it to look.
Right.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff.
Too. Well, the ship melted so fucking fast.
A lot of it, yeah, right.
Fucking dumped a whole bunch of snow on us.
It was probably very helpful that you shoveled your deck, though.
almost definitely. Oh, you saw
Hey,
that?
yeah. Yo, I went out there to try to do it.
Dog.
Shoveling is fucking terrible,
I
man.
hate shoveling.
I shoveled. I want to say 2-3 weeks every single day.
Yeah, dude, it's bad. And like you're like, all right, I won't shovel now because it's gonna accumulate in the morning, and then you're like, fuck, it's a lot, I gotta do it now, and then especially when you got the tenant.
The last really bad. Yeah, I think I was shoveling every hour.
Yeah.
It would be like 3-4 inches every hour.
Yeah, it's like
Dude, it snowed a lot.
Put salt down.
No.
Like it was on purpose.
the snow hit in January and it stayed till like all of February. And
It's
right
still
now
it's still out there a lot. Like
I don't think we're out of the woods yet though, guys. It's only February.
that's my thought. That's my thought.
Chicago winters are-
A lot of people be like, "Oh, we're good. The warm weather's coming on."
Like,
Where
you
the fuck
realize
have
where
you
you
live? Like, where are you from?
Like winter doesn't start till mid-December, because we don't even really have a full Christmas anymore, or a snowy or a white Christmas. Right?
Yeah, it's true.
It's pretty mild.
Dude, that's true. But like everything, it got cold and it rained. It snowed like the same like week.
The cycle definitely seemed to push over like 2-3 weeks. You know?
Oh yeah, it's weird, but it's winter.
Yeah.
In Chicago.
Shoveling and stuff. Plus, I helped out with other people's properties too. So
Well, yeah, that's backbreaking shit.
So I didn't want to, or I wanted to help out.
Right. You don't.
Like,
I get what you're saying.
He was about to be like, I didn't want to help, but I had to
was
help
gonna
them
say
because they're poor souls.
But I'm gonna say it was difficult waking up to 7 a.m. to go shovel somebody else's place before I had to shovel mine.
Oh, 100.
'Cause
I
I'm
was.
like,
That's the
going
problem.
Over my head, then like I gotta do this afterwards. I'm not gonna like it.
No, but no, dude. I mean,
can
shoveling
complain.
sucks, man. Shoveling fucking sucks.
Complain on your platform.
Speaking of things that suck, I mean, we haven't really gotten to anything, but pause.
Oh, I actually was.
Whoa.
I apologize.
No, go ahead.
Yes. I'm also making music again.
Nice.
Rapping and tapping,
Yeah, right.
spitting and skitting and shit.
Something like that. A little bit like that.
That's how it goes?
We have a little cipher.
Yeah.
Adam and I. We were
Through
rocking
group
together,
chat.
on IG on our little message board. We got.
We're pretty good, man.
And shit was pretty dope though.
Pretty
like,
fucking good. I'm not
I
gonna
was
lie.
I was a little blown away by how intense we got.
I will say this: Zach is also in the group chat with us. You guys know
Yeah.
Zach.
Yes.
And even Zach came up with a little line. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Word.
All right,
Word.
Grandmaster Flash.
I'm more of a hey, let me get the mic kind of guy. Like how's your beginning rap gonna be for this? Is there gonna be one for this episode?
Um,
And it'll be like episode 84. What you know, ho? Get up out my dough. I don't even like you. Look at your fro.
It's just that straight 1980s rap every time.
So
Every
we're gonna
time.
just turn the camera to this side of the
Just
room.
1980s every time. It's just you're
Yeah,
from
but
Brooklyn.
not a
and
good-
it's like
not a good
1983.
rendition.
No, not even though.
No,
You're not a good rendition, motherfucker.
like
You're the
No.
second rendition of me, and you not as
go
good.
study your Run DMC, man, because they sounded much better than whatever you're trying to give us.
Run this in there, Master
Yo,
J,
Rhymes is Dusty.
They dusty. Adam is crusty because he
You
said he
little-
don't take
Right there,
showers.
right
Nasty
there.
motherfucker. See, I'm done. I don't even
But
got
see,
to
that's
rap.
never what I said. At least be factual in your rap.
So
You just said you don't shower on record.
I didn't say I don't shower.
You
I
just
said
told
every
me
once
it'd
in
be
a
like
while,
2 to 3
I take
days.
a day or two off from showering because I ain't
Adam
go
just let
no
it slide for a little bit.
Mm.
Adam just be sitting in the house in his own stank.
I mean, shit. When you guys leave, what do you think we'll do?
The
Sit
la-
right here in my own
So the
thing?
last time I did this, or did something like that, was when I broke my foot. Like, I admit, I went a not so great amount of time without showering. It was bad, but I could, man, showering with a fucking broken foot and a cast on there that you can't get wet. Man, I literally do that shit. Almost killed my hips. Like trying to like balance on one leg.
That's not good.
But like my mom was like, "You got to get up and shower. It's been fucking days." I'm like, "I know it has, but it
It's
sucks."
like, dude, you a funky in my house.
Yo, I don't know, man. The longest, the longest I went, I don't even think I should admit.
Yeah, don't.
I'm not gonna.
You should.
It was a long
Bad
time,
look.
guys, but it wasn't as long as you're probably gonna guess.
I feel like I should do screening before I let them come into the house now. Because he was
This
just
was
talking about me
fucking
not
9
being
years
showered.
ago, man. When I broke my foot,
Grease.
you just be at home.
No, you were
working.
talking about your foot,
Like,
but
what's
then
his
you said,
excuse? What's dude's excuse? He said, "Oh, I gotta screen you now."
yeah, but
You worked this whole week. When was the last time you showered?
Yeah, last night, fool.
You ain't showered this morning before we came, nasty
Fucking
motherfucker.
I come here and shower in the morning before I showered last night. What did I do since then?
Despicable.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure Dave was still talking.
Thank you very much. So yeah,
This is have you? When was the last time you were in this podcast? This is how this goes.
Yes, I know.
And Dave will finish his
that's why-
story when we finish the podcast.
Yeah. Right. Yes, exactly.
We'll hear the end of Dave's new music making by the time we say goodbye.
Point is, I want to get it published and censored so I can send it in to these guys. Grand National.
Grand National, if you're listening.
And shout out to on IG, he's at OG Jaren. But yeah, so he's a really dope producer. And the whole label is fucking dope. Like MC.
Oh, but they're not coming with any of the shit that Sam is bringing.
Well, definitely not.
Yeah, good. I wouldn't.
know, they should probably think about signing Sam though.
Man, maybe they should have like a whack wing.
Look,
OG, if you want some real heat,
OG
right there.
whack wing.
look, man. Until we get actual fucking monetization, I'm not gonna give them a good rap.
I hear you though. I hear you.
Right?
Right.
This is all the shit in the back of that. This is the B side.
No, you're right.
This ain't even B side. This is the side that didn't make it to the
I
B
would love to
side.
believe you, but I have never heard a burst of like, oh, this is fire.
Right.
You don't spit hot fire, man.
Right. Right.
You spit the type of hot fire that Dylon actually spit.
Oh man,
It was not hot. And it was not.
it was moderately cold.
You can either make this song or you can not make this song. You're too close, man.
So yeah, shout out Grand National.
Shout out.
OG.
Shout
We'll
out.
tag y'all in there so you make sure
Shout-
you see this.
But yeah. So I'm just trying to get myself back out there.
Good, man. Like
I
I think
support it.
last year was a year that kind of like literally put everybody's plans on pause.
Definitely. But I feel like my wife and I were able to progress a lot during these times. Though.
And
Because
that's
both of us
awesome.
were able to work.
And that's
Which is big.
key. That's key.
Yeah.
That's a big point that a lot of people also didn't make their jobs weren't kept through this pandemic, and that's the worst part about it. Like when we get back to normal, some people's normalcy is gone, regardless, because they don't have the jobs that they started with.
And I definitely don't take
Downsize
for
their
granted.
lives and whatnot.
Yeah, agreed.
Definitely
Agreed.
don't take for granted the fact that we're still able to work, man. We're definitely
Yeah.
blessed in this time to be able to do that.
So, yeah.
If we're gonna get into music talk, there's one thing I would like.
I don't want to
start
talk about music first.
with. Okay, well, fine. We don't have to talk.
Also,
talk
you didn't
about
ask me
music,
what I did, but fuck you.
but- Oh, okay.
I ain't do shit, motherfucker.
He
Fuck.
did definitely cut. Dave
I know,
off
but
like
Dave
97
finished
times.
his story.
I figured we'll hear your story.
He had
by the
enough
we
time
get
to
the
shout
end.
somebody out.
Was
Yeah,
the
that
idea,
shit about
right?
me. You know what?
We'll hear from Sam
I ain't
later
do,
on.
I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing. Fuck you.
Yo,
I'm here now.
I'm just
My
interested
man is
because
big
I
offended right
know
now.
it all.
I'm-
big offended.
I'm here now. Fuck you. I'm here. We
Listen, man.
the year happened, and now we're here today on fucking February. What the fuck day is it? 28th. It's the last day of the month.
Today's the last
Yeah,
day of the month.
Sure is.
Damn, dude, already March.
March, baby.
Yep.
I don't know how the fuck.
We picked up a new hobby last year in trading cards again. you know?
Basketball
So it's
cards,
a new
football
old hobby.
cards, shit like that.
True.
So that's a lot of what we have done, and that's why I say, I'm kind of disinterested with what you've done because I already know.
Yeah,
You know?
but they don't.
Sam worked 3-hour days all year.
God damn.
I worked a certain amount of hour days.
It was
all
pretty much
year.
Adam saying, I don't really give a fuck about what you're up to, and I don't think they do either. So let's move on.
Yes, honestly, me and Adam, we spent probably majority of the time, like at least not together, but like at least discussing. We got back into trading cards, as I'm sure a lot of you have. Well, maybe not. We don't have a lot of listeners, but
Don't get into it.
it's probably
a very small hobby. Nobody likes
it's
it.
similar to crack in its addiction.
I'm really surprised at how many packs people buy. Like
All of them,
As
dude.
many as they can get.
When I was a kid, I couldn't get more than one pack at a time because my pockets was not
Pockets
fat,
flat,
kid.
kid.
I was looking at Target and a few other places. I went to an actual card shop, and they're like, yeah, like people just come in and actually buy whole cases.
Yeah,
And then just sell the cases.
yeah, man.
Yep, that's
I'm
usual
like,
now.
that's ridiculous, man.
It's fucking
Find
ridiculous.
Like $100-something worth of cards.
More than that.
Right.
In one, dude, I've spent a lot in one
Sure.
go.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Adam spent more than me. I know his top.
As
I
long
don't.
as it's worth it. I mean, but it's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah,
it seems
there's-
like so much.
there's
It's
definitely money
definitely
to be
worth it, but
But maybe I just don't
the-
get it because I'm not on that level. Like I collect all of us collect cards back in the cases, cases. But I'm getting back into it.
yeah,
But I don't know if I can get into it.
it's hard. It's very difficult because so the thing about cards nowadays is it's become so big that before the pandemic and the Last Dance documentary and things of that nature, the cards weren't so big, but people had so much time on their hands that they developed a new hobby. And when idle hands are sitting, you find something to do with them, right? So
Yeah, I mean, depends. I guess some people
Three of
choose
us had
some people
same
choose a
thought.
different route.
what's the Aziz thing? He was
So there's cum everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's cum everywhere. No, but so you don't do that, and your walls are good. You go ahead and you find basketball cards.
Yes, exactly.
And the thing is now, but why? So we're not a basketball card podcast, though. Me and Adam have talked about actually making one.
There's like 97 that I've thought about in this time.
Yeah,
Like,
again, right? Yeah,
KKPs.
but exactly. But so supply and demand. That's why the 90s, 80s cards were considered worthless. Now it's funny, but they're gaining their popularity and value again, even more so than before.
Right.
But now the cards that are being made are made limited. They're limiting the print run, so there's some value left to them.
It's literally the same concept as any other resale market. Like they make them high demand. There's like perception around who the players are and like what their potential is.
It's it's directly
the
correlated
idea
to the play before the night before.
The idea of what you can get, the autographs, the one-of-one cards, all of those things are like a hot commodity, and people really want to get them, so they spend a lot of money trying to get them, or they get them, and some people, it takes them 2 boxes, and then they go and sell that shit for $1,000.
Not gonna hold you. Long story short, I wish I didn't get into this shit.
Yeah, man, me too. Me too.
Kind of what it sounds.
Or I wish I would have got into it earlier because it was
Oh,
much
yeah, yeah.
easier.
This is
Before
ridiculous.
last
The amount of demand is like, it's stressful almost.
You guys still have cards from back in the day?
Yeah,
Here's the problem with that. Okay, there's
Are
like
they in good condition?
a lot of them. Yeah.
there's packages that you can buy now, like in the store, that come with 100 of the old school cards.
Really?
So I mean they're selective. I'm
But
sure they're not giving you like the fire.
But it's a lesser value.
No, same value.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the same cards. So if you didn't collect back then, I mean
There's a chance
you get a lot of cards from that. Dude, I have so much and I don't know what to do with it all.
It's really
Yeah, there's a lot of cards everywhere.
Everything's for sale.
Everything is for sale.
Well, look. So this is. Do you want to like give us a story about your year or tell us?
Oh, the
anything?
year's been like cool. I mean, like honestly, work has been weird because just like Adam, he's moved to complete remote. Right, my job it can't be. My job is 100% field based, so I can't do anything at home. No training, nothing really like that. So in order to keep social distancing guidelines upheld or whatever, we were doing our days and going home. Like we were doing our work and just heading directly home because they couldn't keep us in an office together in an enclosed space. So I had, like Adam said, I did have a lot of idle time, but like I couldn't really do certain things because I still work for who I work for, and like I still can't be out and about like doing, just because, it's partly like, for instance, you couldn't do this job, get out at a certain time, and then go find another job and be on the books because that's illegal. You know what I mean? So
like liability, but
yeah.
being on the clock and doing other things.
Exactly. So I was idle, man. So cards got picked up, and you buy sneakers. I didn't really do a lot of creative shit, man. This year was hard for me to get into that creative bone. That's why this is so important to get back to this.
Long overdue.
Yeah, man, honestly, I went about 6 months without working out, which sucked during that because before then I was really doing my thing. So I've gotten back into working out. I would love to play ball again. Nowhere to play basketball currently. The place I wanted to go that I actually have the ability to go play at their court, it's a park district out in the suburbs, and so they their court's open, but these motherfuckers are saying like they want $80 an hour for up to 10 people, right? So you're like, dude, I gotta pay almost like I gotta pay $8 an hour, $8 to play one game. Huh? Panini. So
Panini is the card manufacturer, and they charge
yes,
a lot of money. They know what the product's worth.
They do know. So yeah, I mean, it's been that. I've gotten back to working out, just things around the house. But again, this year wasn't really. You didn't go out to eat much. There wasn't much to be done. You know what I mean? Like as much as BB may have, complained about wanting to do shit, she knew there was really nothing to do. Best part about this year was the excuse of I don't really want to be around all those people right now. Man, I was at the crib.
I felt a little bad because Daniel, our little brother, he turned 21 right after the pandemic hit, pretty much. So a lot of people had birthdays that they had to celebrate.
Oh, most definitely. Mine was in the pandemic.
I turned 31, so I wasn't going to do anything anyway. Right. Like I literally, I don't fight it, man. I'm washed up. I'm old. I don't give a fuck. I don't try to do anything. The only thing that I really would like to get back to is basketball, like you said. But
Yeah, ball is something I want to start playing.
other than that, man,
for
I'm
sure.
cool being at the crib. I don't mind.
I don't mind. Do you mind?
Um,
No, we don't. Let's go play some ball.
Man. Sign this man now.
yeah,
This man needs a deal.
somebody signed this man.
Somebody.
Just give him like money and tell him
Get him
be
the
quiet.
You see,
about
okay,
this
so here's the
thing.
thing. If you actually put a beat on, I can actually rap a little bit better.
I don't think so.
I don't-
Fuck y'all
that's not
motherfuckers. How
something-
about that?
That's not something I'm gonna
I'm gonna
believe.
say you don't rap any better.
Yeah, no.
You know
I'm
what?
not
Fuck
saying
you.
that. Listen, the other
Fuck.
I got a small
You?
confession to make, right? Because
You ain't Usher,
know.
bitch. I don't want to hear nothing about what you got to say. Fuck this. I'm taking over this episode today.
I'm the host,
Welcome
so
back to
whatever
episode
I would
84 of the
like to tell
KKP.
You're gonna try to hijack the episode.
It's
Brady
84.
has.
Wayne Brady, dude. Wayne Brady is hilarious.
Wayne Brady. You're gonna try to Wayne Brady my episode.
Is Wayne Brady going to have to slap a bitch?
It's like,
Oh, you ain't got a tie thingy?
yeah. You like, have
Why
one
don't you
time.
just like do it like that and then put it underneath the little thing for the headphones?
That's the thing, man. When I have to be on work calls, I take my headset and I literally just flatten my head with it.
That's the thing. When he's on work calls, dirty as hell because he ain't showered in 3 to 4 days.
Listen, man. Listen, fuck you. You're just mad that I can roll out of bed, walk 10 feet, and be in my office.
I may
Which
be a
I
little
do.
bit mad about that.
Well,
Not going to hide that.
to.
Yo, my bad.
I sample shit.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I don't
Anyway,
give a fuck.
yeah, I mean, so even if
Single tier.
Single teardrop.
I'm willing to bet because of that fact that even if I go 1 to 2 days without a shower, you probably smell worse than me every day.
No,
Damn, you said every day.
I shower twice to 3 times a day probably.
That's
Okay.
just wasteful.
My man
No, it's
calling
not.
You out on your scrubbing skills.
I shower twice, 2 times a day more than
2
likely.
to 3 times a day
Unless
is
I
ridiculous.
no,
You
I
not shower to them.
I shower twice. I shower in the
Well,
morning and I shower when I get home from my nasty ass job. Sorry, Adam doesn't
But
do
hold
shit.
up, why would you shower before going into an
You know
accident?
what
I
I'm
need to
saying?
shower before. I need the shower to wake up. Like it's
Splash
just
some
part
water
of the
on your
morning.
face. Mhm.
No, I have to shower in the morning.
Wash your face.
I have to
Man,
shower
it's
in the
wasteful.
morning.
He's like, oh, the city of Chicago
He
don't
said
got any working
wasteful.
water meters. I'm gonna just go ahead and use all the water.
No, we do. I pay for water. Fuck you mean?
Well, I mean, you always have to pay for water, but you guys have an actual meter.
Yeah. Anyway.
This is what he
Well,
does.
look at that.
Yeah. No. No, I take. Dude, how many showers you take a week?
Between 3 to 5.
You are nasty, nasty motherfucker.
Right now, I ain't doing shit. Where do I go?
I'm gonna say over 7. I mean, well,
It's
plus
got to be
I-
over
I-
7.
I work.
They are scientists.
In a real world situation, when the pandemic is not happening, I shower 7 out of 7 days. I don't go anywhere.
So
or
do you shower?
anything
So
right now,
So you don't. You're going to be working remote probably even when this is done.
yeah, probably.
So would you?
I don't know. Our company literally just got bought by another company. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe I can never work remotely again. I don't know.
So
Maybe I'm fired.
would you shower before? Do you shower before going to work normally in an office?
Yeah.
Every day before work.
Every day. Every day.
Okay. Now after this.
Balls stay clean.
Now listen.
Oh,
Listen. If your job was a dirty place,
these
would you
balls are
shower
smooth as
when you
eggs.
got back home?
Yeah, but I wouldn't shower before I left. If
Dude, I
knew
wake
I was
up
gonna
at
smell like
fucking
a butthole
5
when I
a.m.
left. Like no, I'm good.
I don't smell that bad. You fucking pieces.
You literally screamed that I sample shit.
I do, but I don't roll around in it, dipshit. Also, no, but like I wake up at 5 a.m. I need to wake up. Like it's hard for me not to like take a shower. Like it's like 5 to 8 minutes, like a nice little shower. I clean myself, but I just need to wake up.
I mean, hey, that's fine.
To each his own.
I don't want to judge your shower.
I think
habits,
if
but
we
you're
were
judging
willing, if
mine
we
right
asked
now, so
the 130 people that watch us, I'd like to think at least
130
96 of them.
130 watch.
I'd like to think at least 96 of them actually might take a shower before work.
96 of them is probably. First of all,
I think I think you got to shower before
so
work.
So that's what, like 90%.
no, that's
No.
probably 110%.
Anyway,
Um,
so what
I
else?
don't know how
is
many
it?
people
Right,
get this
because
deep.
Not that many people. Right, I get you.
I'm sure people. I don't know how many people get this deep, and I don't even know how deep we are. And that's the one fucked up thing. I didn't look at the time.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. Rusty people.
Probably about 30 minutes in already.
It might
But,
even be a little bit more than that.
It might be. It
All right,
might.
but look. So
You sound like you're from London. I am from London.
this is what I want to say, and I wanted to tell you guys this in chat, but like I was like, nah, fuck, I'm gonna say that in the pod.
I'm a smoke. I want to smoke.
I was trying to do the dishes the other day, right? But I had a song stuck in my head, so I did what I'm not supposed to do with music these days. I turned on an R. Kelly album.
Oh, what? Why?
Because TB2.com is a good fucking album, man. It's a good album. Listen,
It is a good album.
in my defense, all right, I feel a little nasty for it. I won't lie. Okay.
I did have to.
But-
I did think about taking a shower, but since I don't, I didn't take one.
Think about how ingrained R. Kelly is in our lives. Like, since the 90s, he's been played at every fucking wedding that's ever happened. He's been, like,
Step
always
in the
had
name
some-
of love. There's a lot.
Step,
ignition.
step, side to
You
side.
can tell through the lyrics that he is guilty, obviously.
Oh man.
But the man made good music.
He did, but he's a fucking.
Which brought me
crazy
to
person.
this. Okay? I have a question for you guys. It's going to sound insulting, but take the artists out of it. Okay? What is the better ode to the fallen loved one? I Wish. You can choose the regular version or the remix. Or I'll Be Missing You. I thought you guys would give me that quickly, but when's the last time you listened to I Wish? I know we're not supposed to listen.
Rolling
to
through the
I Wish,
hood,
but,
just
admit
stop by to say what's up.
Let you know your baby boy ain't doing so tough.
Stop it. Okay. No. Fuck all that.
Yeah, we can't sit here and
Hell
recite
no,
R.
we
Kelly
can't
there.
sing that shit. Okay.
I did it,
Much as y'all
goddammit, I
wanna sing
did it.
Too, don't sing the shit.
But
R. Kelly
so
is-
I'll be missing you is really dope, right? Because it's kind of hard with you not around. I know you in heaven, smiling down, watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you. Till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep a friend.
Hold on, pause real quick, because I just understood that you could be the next P. Diddy. Or P. Diddy, Puffy, Puff Daddy.
All of that.
That'd be dope.
Whatever his new love
I'm
name
that
is
the same
now.
rhyme scheme and the same fucking.
Dude Love, what's his new name?
Dude, love. Oh my
Dude,
mankind? What the fuck?
It's a joke. Sam.
Dude, love is hilarious, by the way.
But yeah,
Because they refer to him as like mankind's gone off the deep end again. He's fucking mankind.
Yeah, this is his weird little cable guy alter ego.
But I'll say that probably because of what I wish. I mean, I'll be missing you
That's
is
why I
about
said take the
Biggie.
artist out of it, because I know, obviously, yes, people's sentiment about Biggie is way deeper than it
Okay,
is
so the
about R. Kelly,
lyrics, I
especially now.
like the lyrics more to I Wish,
oh, okay.
right? I do.
That's you.
Because of.
Was
But
I Wish sampled? Is there?
no, but so wait.
I don't think so. It sounds like
I'll be missing you though is
I don't
it's
know.
hard to take away the artist from his.
I know, but listen, go listen to it. I'm not.
I mean,
I'm
it's
not
truthfully,
promoting it,
it's
but
true.
Go listen to it.
Listen to Diddy's rap. He falls off the motorcycle in the
Diddy
movie,
doesn't rap, first of all.
in the video. Somehow he's alive and
Let's
cool.
be clear. Diddy is not a rapper. I don't know why he's on the track rapping.
But when he raps, he raps.
And also, was Diddy a producer?
Diddy was just a glorified hype man / executive.
No, go Diddy. No, Diddy. You can't demean Diddy like
No,
that.
listen, I respect Diddy. I love
Well,
Diddy.
then who was his producer?
Don't know.
But Diddy was
Right.
a hype man.
He was always on the track, but like, who was a producer?
We're gonna look that up right
I don't
now.
I don't think that Diddy would deny his role as a hype
I'm
man.
thinking, is it Teddy Riley? Is it
Hmm?
like Jimmy Jam or something? I don't know. Well, maybe not Jimmy Jam.
Well, yeah. I don't know. That's a good question.
So
Probably all of the above.
you didn't. Oh yeah, he probably had a so much like yeah. But you didn't answer what you think is the better one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with I Wish. Look, first, I know we're taking. This is not a reflection of my opinion of R. Kelly. Okay. Here's the problem. There's certain people, and I don't know. I'm sure the effect is outside of Chicago as well. But R. Kelly is fucking R. Kelly here. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the music is part of Chicago, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean that we can't.
No, he's nasty, and you can tell that he's guilty by the words in his songs.
You really can, though.
But-
It just taints the music.
Yeah.
To me.
He is
I
the
agree.
producer.
Usually, I don't. Even with his case, I don't separate the music from him.
Well, Andre Harrell was around, right? Andre Harrell, and then Diddy was the producer as well a lot of that time.
Executive
So
producer.
he actually produced down.
Yeah. So what'd you say? I wish.
Yeah, I'd have to go with I Wish, man. I take into consideration the fact that that's also an original track completely, where I'll Be Missing You is sampled, and of course, it's a beautiful sample.
Yeah, why not?
Which is a great question. I like to set up some.
I actually I had to go
The
back.
artists.
No, I understand. All right, well, let's move on. Let's move on because fuck Robert Kelly.
Yes.
They said I hog-tied her. I don't know how to hog-tie people.
That piss is digital.
Don't forget her hair, Robert. That shit's hilarious.
In terms of like, I know we want to talk about music, but like, so for instance, I think this would be a short segment only because there wasn't much that came out
There was a lot that
theater wise.
I don't.
No, I'm not talking
up
about
on any
music.
of it.
I'm not going to music. I'm going to movies first,
Oh,
right? So
AMC to the moon.
so the to the moon, Alice.
AMC stock. You know,
Yeah,
we go crazy on that.
fuck that bullshit. We got in late. That was it. We got in late.
Oh, you guys.
Listen,
Yeah. No, I didn't get an AMC.
I got some things in some places.
I got some things in some places with some things.
Wait, so you didn't do that?
No, I didn't believe it. By the time I heard about it, I was like, that ain't gonna
Oh,
happen.
they're talking about it going back up again. They don't care about this. This is not financial advice. We are.
Yeah,
not
you don't want to
advisors.
take any financial advice from this
That's what I
man.
was asking. I'm like, y'all should not have done that.
No. But so obviously, like, speaking of AMC, there was no movies in theaters, right? Nothing was going on.
Well, so yeah, they had like a few bigger.
No, nobody went to go see him. So they started obviously introducing things to HBO Max, straight to Netflix, like normal shit like that.
Yeah.
So I only really want to talk about one movie I watched and hate that I watched because it was. So normally, let me just set the scene for you, okay? Normally, Vivi will say, "Hey, do you want to watch a movie?" And normally I'll say no. But this time, I said, "You know what?"
Poor BB, man.
So this time I was like, all right, yeah, let's watch this movie. You know, I say no to you a lot. It's like in terms of movies, like honestly, so it's like 10:30. It's like 10:30 at night. I'm like, yeah, let's watch this movie here. What's it called? Malcolm and Marie. She's like, everybody's talking about it. It's the bee's name. It's like she should have said
definitely said that.
She should have said it's for the birds because yes,
Hey, this shit is for the birds.
So I'm like, hey, we'll watch it. Go ahead and put it on, babe. First of all, it's black and white. Like, all right, it's cool. Is it gonna get the color? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Was that a big deal breaker for you?
No,
Okay.
but it was like weird that it was only
I will
black
say
and
I
white.
felt like that when I first turned on WandaVision, which I'm not caught up on either.
Oh, I love that.
So have you watched Malcolm and Marie?
I have not seen.
Did you watch
I
Malcolm?
canceled my Netflix.
So obviously, there's no way for us to really speak about this
No.
in any way. I wish we could have.
Yeah.
But do you plan on watching this?
No.
Do you ever plan on watching this?
Listen,
Actually,
who knows
you know
where life will take me, man.
A friend of mine.
Have you heard any kind of a synopsis on this movie?
Not really.
Yes.
So basically,
Well, I was going to say it.
oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay, so
this
This show is not for you. Dave isn't here to be in the podcast, just here to talk to us.
he puts it in his pocket.
so anyway, he's got a
That's pretty dope.
friend of mine through a friend has a son.
That's actually pretty dope.
Yes.
It's pretty dope. The movie, not so much.
Gotcha.
Now I know that a lot of people are gonna say, "Hey, you're wrong." But to those people, no, you're wrong. Fuck you.
Yes.
Because that movie sucked.
Yes.
Listen, let me tell you how much that movie sucked. One, never got the color. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Okay.
What was that all
Which I
about?
feel was a really down.
I thought that it was gonna start getting into color
Yeah.
as things have progressed. And remember Pleasantville? Like, just slowly put some color in this thing.
Hold up.
Give me a little bit of something.
Do you always expect that out of black and white movies before you?
No, but we're also in 2021, Dave.
Yeah, I also don't expect any black and white movies at all.
Yeah, but they're trying to do like a throwback. Like,
All
Can
right.
you imagine if they did that when black and white movies were a thing?
I've
They'd be
got-
like, oh, here's a color movie. And
we don't like this.
Oh, I thought it was gonna go back to black and white. What is this bullshit? Okay, so
I don't like colors.
it never got to black. It's never left black and white, and it's just literally about a couple arguing.
Right.
And it's not only arguments. It's
oh,
like,
I did hear about this.
It's
Take it back.
Zendaya.
Hmm.
okay, can I give you a hot take about Zendaya?
Hey, man.
Not hot.
So technically a cult thing. I mean,
No, everybody's super fucking in love with Zendaya. I'm like, dude, she's not that.
here's my
hot.
problem with that is that I like women that are juicy. So
This man said
then-
juicy.
Yeah, juicy.
Juicy. Juicy fruit.
I like
Juicy.
the measurements to be
How he
big
like
on the
juicy,
top,
but he
big
don't
on the
like
bottom,
I'll be missing
and
you first.
big in the middle.
Oh, I'm looking at you.
I said how he like juicy, but
Both threw me off. That's-
he said juicy, but he didn't like I'll be missing you more. Juicy. Juicy.
What? I'm lost right now.
He's trying to do a callback. But it was just a bad
I'm
was
callback.
trying
sorry.
to
It's
follow.
been a while to this podcast thing. It's been I'm
Was
trying.
like, we brought up missing you because it's an ode to
Biggie. Right. And
Oh.
Biggie did Juicy,
And I said
And-
juicy because I like juicy women.
but he doesn't think that he thinks I Wish is better.
fucking guy.
I mean,
No, anyway, continue.
yeah, you were going with your.
Oh, I told you Zendaya is not. Listen. I maybe should word this a little differently, right? For all the PC folks out there.
Zendaya is not for me.
She's definitely not for me. She's very I don't know, maybe it's the makeup they did in that movie. Anyway, regardless of that. Regardless, right? Because it looked black and white. I don't know what the hell it looked like in color. If you would have just showed me a little flash, you know what I'm saying? A little
Would that have made it any better?
No.
Would it flash color?
no.
So essentially,
This movie made me so angry. Like I'm
Seemed like.
dude, what is this? What are we watching?
there's a lot of angry arguing between them, right?
So
That's
much
pretty much
arguing.
all it is.
And I'll be like, and I couldn't help but like, listen, at times in the movie they're both wrong, right? But I'm just like, dude, I would have been gone. Like, what is this shit?
I think that's what the movie that you
She made a mac and cheese. There was a funny scene in the movie, right? Where
Spoiler
she made the spoiler is
You
the
gotta- you
movie.
still
The
gotta call
movie
spoiler.
is spoiled. So anyway,
sour milk.
he wants mac and cheese, right? So she makes some mac and cheese in the movie, right? Which is dope, appreciate it. But she also started these arguments. You kind of just like, hey, here's your side, and fuck you at the same time.
Mm.
Anyway, so she gets mad, walks away, right? So he is like screaming at her, right? And he's sitting at the table screaming, but like he kind of like pauses for a second. I'm like, oh, he's gonna go eat some mac and cheese, right? Like I know what he's gonna do right now. I would do this. So
This is me, textbook.
so he goes and literally, like you're like, he's not going to. He puts it in the bowl and he has it on the table and he's just like screaming at her and he hasn't gotten to it yet. And then he's done and literally he just starts like, with the fork like stabbing at the noodles and he's all like, I was like, hey, he's gonna eat the mac and cheese. He ate that mac and cheese as he should have because hey, I'm not gonna argue on an empty stomach.
So you're gonna make me all nauseous and shit.
I'm already hangry and now we're just gonna be really angry at each other. You
thought
better
I
at
would say
least make
things
me
I
a
didn't mean.
sandwich before we
Right.
get into this argument. Like, babe, you want this grilled cheese real quick before we start snapping at each other?
There's a different level of how low I'm gonna go if I'm hungry and angry and just angry.
So listen, I do want to give like a really decent take on this movie.
Hmm.
Besides the fact that it's frustrating to watch, and that it's watching it. Most people are going to watch this as a couple. It's going to be a guy and a girl, his girl or her. You know what I mean?
This movie is aiming to break couples up.
It's aiming to give some sort of like, because listen, it's a conversation piece, right? So like as it's happening, you're like you might pause it and well, what is you'll address something and
Now, that'd be
anything could be
frustrating. I
taken the
can't
wrong
watch that
way.
with a woman.
It's frustrating to watch because of that, right? Like both sides are going to be like, oh, he shouldn't have done that, she shouldn't have done that. But
I ain't watching shit like that with a woman.
it's definitely a setup. It's almost like listening to the Joe Budden podcast with your woman. Me and Vivi will.
Because women do not get the whole
No,
joking thing.
men. She don't get. Women don't get men, and men don't get women. That's just the way it is.
Half the things that men say are jokes. Probably.
You know.
You can mostly talk that up to everything I say.
I'll say what's Denzel's son's name?
Isaiah.
Really?
Is that wrong?
Isn't it David something Washington?
Oh shit. Okay.
That he has your name and you don't know it?
But-
But you
but
pretended
either-
to know it?
But yeah. I David
I don't know.
something Washington, not something, but something. He's a great actor. He does a great job. She even does a great job, right? But like, it's just I don't know, man. It's just the movie. They like their characters. They do a great job as their characters. But I don't
Classic.
like for the movie. I don't care for the movie as a whole because of what it like. It just literally circles around a couple who get home from an award show for the guy who actually won an award for his movie he directed. You're not gonna watch it, you said, right? He
Spoiler alert.
doesn't thank her in the speech.
Oh, so she's salty because she didn't
Right.
get credit.
And then the whole movie goes on. It snowballs into why.
Did he talk about some other woman up there? Or something?
No, he just forgot to thank her, right? And like,
All right.
I mean,
It
I
starts
get
making
it,
more
I
sense.
get it, but it's an hour and a half of them in like one in their home arguing with almost like it's not a continuous camera, but it's almost one of those type of feelings.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just like
and let me just say, the one thing I do know about it is the setting is the same exact place the entire time.
yeah, they're in their house
What a
in
low
black
budget-
and white.
What a low budget idea. Wow.
Yeah, but even beyond that, at least I don't know. I just didn't care for it too much. I know a lot of people liked it.
We
For
should start
me,
billing
it just
the pod
wasn't a
as
big
movie.
thing.
Start billing the pod as a movie and try to get a Netflix.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Just sitting in one camera, one room, having a conversation, talking shit.
How do you guys like the NBA product right now?
I think that the competitive level is at a high.
Do you
compared to the
do you
last 15,
attribute
20
that to the idea that? Well, are you speaking about specifically this season?
I'm talking about.
I'm asking this season, bubble and all.
I mean, talent-wise,
what's the
distribution of talent amongst teams is the most even.
I don't well, that's true, but I'm meaning more speaking on the idea that there's no fans in the crowd. It's a condensed season. They have things going on. Like, what did you think of the bubble? Did you think the bubble was successful?
The bubble was successful.
I'd agree.
The bubble didn't have their home arenas and it didn't have fans. So what I like about this is now at least you have your home stadium. You know?
Yeah.
They're doing what they can. I mean, the people want basketball. You can't have everything the way you want it to be because pandemic is still very much a thing. And I think that the NBA is doing a decent job with it. I mean, football is a little bit easier. Most of the stadiums are outside. The stadiums are higher capacities. You can space people out to have a lot of people there. But I mean, there's no outdoor basketball arenas on NBA.
Do you attribute? And now, because we know that we've all played some form of organized basketball, and we've all played pickup games, right? Playing organized ball with a clock and referees is definitely more intense. It just is, right? Like it's more nonstop.
More mindful of
Yes,
everything.
there's so much more going on than if you were to play in a pickup game. Add a crowd to that, it's even more intense, right? So the idea that it feels like more skill is being displayed right now in the league by even the smaller of the players, the rookies who normally, because of the bright lights, that's the sink or swim thing, right? Like the rookies who come in and the fans are roaring and shit, and these motherfuckers come out and put out a show. Those are the rookies that stand out. There's nothing like that now. You come into an empty arena for the most part with artificial sound and no home crowd, chanting against or for you.
I'm not worried about that.
Well, let me ask this. Is it with this the lack of that? Is that why there's so much skill and why every team seems to have great players? Right? You know what I mean? Are you getting what I'm saying?
1,000% is to blame.
It's like a normal pickup game in a sense.
Games, yes, they have their practices. Like this is like I look at it almost as how like the pregame warm-ups are in the stadium, right?
It's like a layup line always now.
All the fans aren't necessarily there, but you have like all the trainers, you have all the coaches, you have all the media people.
I think they're allowed to have a few people, like family members or what have you, involved. Or
that's
in the
like
stadium.
how it would be typically, like before the game, before the fans start filing into the stadium, like you have that pretty much the same amount of people who are there now during the whole entire game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the case. I don't know. I was just thinking that the reason why I asked that question is because I really do think that to them it's less pressure. There's not as much pressure on the player to perform. Not that there isn't pressure, but the pressures that come with the bright lights. You know what I'm saying? The bright lights and all the cheers and jeers. What comes with that is either your nerves get the best of you or you get the best of your nerves. And I think right now you don't have to overcome that. So like these rookies that you see, like LaMelo's a baller, bro. LaMelo can hoop.
I was making fun of him before he started.
Yeah,
Of course.
You didn't think he was actually going to be like a serious.
It's his father's fault. It's his father.
Got to feel salty.
The reason, the way you look at him, or the way you looked at him, I would just say it's probably due to his father. Like his father created a circus around his sons that didn't need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The reason why Lonzo he had such hype, and now because of he's a serviceable player, but because he didn't become, this thing that his father hyped up, everybody considers him kind of a failure in a sense. And then everybody thought that LaMelo would be the same thing because chip off the old block. He's his brother's brother,
Well, you should know,
but he can hoop. He enjoys playing. You could see the joy on his face as he plays basketball.
Because there's enough brother pairs in the league that one is always way better than the other one, and it's apparent. Like you can have family who's talented at basketball, but one's always usually going to be better. I'm going to go ahead and not let Sam try to think that he's the one right now. We both, first of all, haven't been on the court in a minute, and we'll just leave that there.
It's all right.
But yes, so
I'll
here's
let
my
you
thing.
say that.
I'm not concerned about. I do first of all believe that the performance is affected by not having the crowd in a positive way for the players, right? Like you said, there's not so much going on. They can focus on the game. There's not distractions all over the place. What concerns me is usually like your path to the NBA. You play high school ball, you play college ball. Sometimes you don't play college. Maybe you do play a year and then you go. Regardless, all of those games always have a crowd. Like they get gradually bigger. Obviously, as you hit.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Like
so now
you're used to that, but
you're gonna have an NBA. Hopefully, let's say at the end of this year, things look good and we can have people back in, whatever. So the next season, you're gonna see a
drop off, maybe.
Yeah, people are gonna like.
Because we've all been in the building in a basketball game or any kind of sporting event, but we're speaking basketball, so we've all been in an NBA arena. There's a palpable tension, right? Because of, especially depending on the game, but like if we feel it, you got to think that the players get on the court and feel this vibration of the atmosphere in their buildings are always, if you're the home away team, that's something to learn to get over. So I think rookies might have. You're right. Yeah, that's something I hadn't thought of. When things get back to normal, can rookies still perform the way they're performing now? Is LaMelo going to be the LaMelo he is? Come back on,
right? Yeah,
they will. They will eventually.
Hopefully. I mean, obviously sooner the better. But I just feel like the people who, let's say now, they would be like senior, junior in high school, and they're starting to get scouted or whatever it is. Like they're also not playing with crowds, and a lot of them. They're not even playing.
Yeah, some of them aren't playing, which is crazy because that takes away people's scholarship possibilities and things like that.
4 years
for school,
what do things look like?
Yeah, it's gonna be different.
The draft class is gonna be super small. As the years kind of fade into it a little bit.
Yeah,
you're not gonna have scouts there.
It's gonna be. I think it's another year or so before the NBA gets back to some sort of normalcy.
Hopefully, man. A year. I think I'll take a year. Like it could be way longer than that. So I'll take a year.
It's hard to put a timeline on it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Tom Brady winning that 7th?
I expected it. Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl. It's not like LeBron and Taylor.
Pat Mahomes deserved a better offensive line, but they were down, right? They were down their center, I think, their starting center or something. So he.
Yeah.
Of his or the.
He was the only thing holding them together.
Their team was terrible that game. I mean, you see some of the plays he was pulling off. That motherfucker's a beast, but at the end of the day, I don't think you could have bet against Tom Brady at all because he's Tom Brady.
The league,
the
league loves Tom Brady.
Yeah, I just didn't understand how this man went to the Buccaneers in his first season.
It's like that's great. That's being.
I don't really know.
I don't remember.
That's being a great man.
Nobody really talked about them ever.
They had Warren Sapp back in the day.
Sure.
But I think that
I look at it like Mayweather, right? It pays to see him win. He's gonna make money if he wins.
Everything keeps bringing something up in my head that we should talk. Like there's so many headlines that came out there today. So he brings up that. He brings up Logan Paul. Brings up
Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson getting slept. Right,
man. I don't want to see that happening.
There's just so much shit that happened. Right, like
I really thought that he was going to take that.
Somebody was like when Nate Robinson got knocked out with his ass in the air, like he did.
He was slumped out.
Dude, he was fucked up.
Yeah, man.
Poor Nate.
That hurts.
Yo, he got
the internet didn't, he was everywhere.
Dude. And then what about
everywhere.
So, Planking came back for a little bit.
Hey man, the best meme of the year has to hands down be the fucking Bernie Sanders chilling in the park bench. I think that has to take the cake.
What is it?
The Bernie Sanders when he's like chilling.
Oh yeah, we got the fucking.
But was that in January?
He was at the inauguration.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was the
January,
inauguration.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm calling it. That's already the meme of the year. 2021, baby.
That was absolutely.
And I love Bernie, man. That's one of my favorite politicians to ever exist.
Bernie Sanders, Colonel Sanders. All right with me.
You're wrong, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, what you say?
Who gives a shit?
Bernie Sanders, Colonel Sanders. Who gives a shit?
Hey, speaking of Bernie, I've been watching the Bernie Mac show from like start to finish.
Jordan.
What a fucking great show. Oh Lord,
But
like
it's odd when you can like really see him getting
Yeah.
Well, you can see him kind of what's the word I'm
I got
looking
like
for?
5 episodes left in the series. Right?
Where you become a little bloated, where he started becoming a little bloated.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's you could start seeing him deteriorate, and that sucked. But he was still so fucking funny. The delivery
That's
never stopped.
Yeah. No, always.
Yo, speaking of the old shows, like I seen I hate Vlad, but I follow. I'm subscribed on YouTube just because sometimes he has people you want to see. The kid that played Michael from the Hughleys. Have you seen, dude? Hold on 1 second. You gotta see way, dude. Like you wouldn't recognize him. You'd have to double take a little bit.
Feeling a little weird about this conversation right now.
No, not you should.
But yeah, so you really interrupted my whole Bernie Mac talk, so we can watch you Google.
Sorry, guy.
Yeah, you should be.
But if you've seen him, he's
Apologize.
all tatted up, completely tatted up right now. And man, dude, it's crazy because you'd be like, damn, that's what dude look like now. But I guess he started getting he's from LA. I guess he's into the tats and all that, which is cool. But man, nuts.
Are you geography shaming right now? From LA, so you know he loves them tattoos and shit.
Hold on, guys. I'm sorry, but yeah, all those shows back in the day, like the you know, like the Bernies.
Yeah,
It was Bernie. Everybody Hates Chris. Hughley. I mean, I guess Everybody Hates Chris was a little later.
yeah, it's more
Jimmy Fox show.
Jamie Foxx show. And Fancy, by the way. Always one of my favorites. Holy fuck!
Told you.
Know what he looks like before.
You
look
remember
like-
Michael
he
from
looks
the
like
Hughleys?
No,
He looks
I
like
watched the show,
MS-13.
but I don't remember it.
He looks like MS-13.
Well, I guess
Is that a disease? What is that? What is
That's
that?
like, you know,
he's got
LA gangbangers.
he's got tats all over his face.
Yeah, his entire face is tatted up.
This one. You don't remember him from the Hughley?
It's a whole lot going on his face right
Look
there.
the boy. Yeah, he got super tatted up. I guess his whole body's tatted up. It's crazy. I was watching. I hate Vlad because he's obviously the police.
Mm-hmm.
Super police. Like his
Yeah.
questions be leading as fuck. Like, so the guy gets hit. What did you do after? Like what?
So, okay, so you broke the lock on the door.
Did you
Did you
go
go in
inside? I mean, the door's unlocked. I mean, you got there. You're there already. What was the point of going there if you're not going to go inside?
Right.
Be like, you know what, Vlad, you're right. I did go in there and break it in.
Okay, so you got inside.
All right, we got
Did you take anything? What did you take? Can I have some?
Vlad
We got
also.
it. We got move in, guys. We got it.
So he's got us. He's got us. So Vlad looks like a detective.
Okay.
You've seen what Vlad looked like?
Yeah.
Just like this looks like he could be a detective, and I think he might actually be.
But why do people keep going there?
I don't know. I enjoy the ones where they're like, dude calls out Vlad for.
We won't
Yeah,
try
you're right.
to get you
He's
incarcerated to come to our show
He'll
instead.
have
Fuck Vlad.
anybody.
Anybody, and he's had everybody. He's
I feel like you could just go to him and be like, "Yo, hang it on."
like, you been to jail? Yeah. What'd you
do?
What is it that you did to get on my show?
Have you been caught yet?
It's like somebody going to Maury like, Maury, can I get on your show? Did you have a child? Yes. Was it yours? I don't know. Hell yeah. You can't go to Maury and be like, I want to get on your show. Be like, you ever had a child? Nah. No, what the fuck I want you for?
I'm pretty
Like,
sure he does this.
Well, no,
If they
to be
say no,
honest,
they're like, "Can you get one?"
Well, yeah, like they just hire people to sell the store.
Yeah, they don't care.
So if you want a quick $300,
I would easily earn a couple
well,
$100
I mean,
bucks for that.
But like, you got to make yourself look like an idiot.
This
Right.
bitch, she don't go fuck somebody else, and I'm.
I don't like that. Yeah.
Do you see this baby?
But
We don't even have the same hairline.
cash just go on the show. Just for that.
Some of the topics are hilarious. They're like,
All aren't real.
it's like,
And then
Paul
the
cheated and
then-
impregnated 3 different women, and he hasn't apologized for it. And he's like, "Yeah, I did it.
Yeah,
They're
I
like,
did it.
apologize for that."
They'd be like, Paul, this morning, Paul, you've refused to apologize plenty times.
I fucked those women, Maury.
We get that, Paul. We get that, Paul. But what we're trying to say is, they're all here right now, all 3 of them, all your 4, 5, and 6-year-old kids.
Oh, you missed the point.
What we'd like to see is, would you apologize? You're gonna take this chance to apologize now?
Nah, fuck that.
That's what we thought. Next time I'm Ori, we're gonna.
Fuck them
get up and
kids.
start running.
Yeah, oh, you forget they run to the farthest wall they can find in the building.
And then break down shit.
we have little
Like the-
Adrian in the back. We're gonna bring him out.
They break down. They break through that wall like the fucking Kool-Aid man. They were like, "Ah!"
Leave some marks behind.
"Oh yeah."
The guitars.
Are the people in the audience planted there to like fight with them?
Audience members in Jerry
When they
Springer
start
show
getting
maybe
into
have
the
been my
fights-
favorite things of all
How
time.
about when Steve Wilkos thought he was about to blow up, and then this didn't?
Yeah, it didn't happen at all for him.
Jerry was like,
Shit was
"We should start your own show. Like people seem to like you." And then people were like, "No, we don't." Like
And Jerry's
them.
at home like,
bodyguard. Like,
Like you have literally. There's nothing. Why would you? Why are we trusting you to talk?
Did we have like
I'd rather-
wild sex charges like front of the guest?
Probably.
Probably
He looked
so.
like he did.
I would rather the bailiff from the Judge Judy show get on than Steve Wilkos. That dude was cool, man. That was cool.
I don't. They were. That was a time where they were giving everybody a show. Like Montel's show ended. All the
Dude, though, that was the era of talk
I was about to
shows.
say
Montel Williams, Ricky Lake,
Sally
Jenny,
Jesse.
Jenny Jones.
yeah. I forgot about Jenny Jones. That
Hell
was
was
That's where
wild.
Jude from whatever.
Dude,
came from,
fucking
right?
Queen Latifah had a show.
Rude Jude or whatever.
Oh, I don't know.
Rude Jude, who talks like this.
Yeah,
you would
he-
think he
he
looked
started
completely
on-
different than what he
He
looks like.
started on Jenny Jones, I think. Yeah, he doesn't.
Oh, he was. He
doesn't
does
look that way.
No.
No.
Hell no. Oh, he like, they wouldn't let me play. Why? Because you're black? Hell no. Damn alligator got my hand.
Chubbs.
Chubbs, man.
Like upon the initial
We've
meeting,
only
he smacked
just
his hand
begun
into the highway and got it ran over by 18 wheels.
to live.
He's like, "Shut up, Hemi. Don't feel bad about me."
Got my hand back.
Nice, Jack.
He said, white lies and promises.
Talking about
That
Happy
piano
Gilmore
perfectly, though.
for those of you.
He played that piano perfectly.
Oh, yeah, he got his hand back. He wasn't missing notes this time. Like,
For the Gen Z people out there who
Hand back.
check
are
this twinkle.
unaware, Happy Gilmore is the movie they're discussing.
Check this twinkle out.
Know about
Bad as a motherfucker with my fingers.
I put some money in it, bitch. I feel like we really glossed over NBA stuff real fast.
Well, the NBA, I think we talked in. Oh, I think the
What
most
were we
important.
moving to? What were we on?
Well, we knew that LeBron was going to win the championship last year.
Listen, let me tell you something. The playoffs last year were quite surprising. Some people came out the woodworks.
That's true.
You know, there was.
It's gone now.
Yeah, I hope you guys can't hear that. It's
They hear it every time you move that again. Stop moving that. Stop touching shit. The NBA was cool last year. I didn't watch. I still haven't been. I don't have cable, so it's hard to get anything. I saw your text yesterday, but I was napping. After that Red Robin burger, I ate they give you a milkshake, but they give you enough for 2 milkshakes.
I drank both.
That's exactly shit.
I was down for the count.
This is all
I woke
dairy.
up at midnight, was up.
So much dairy.
Oh my god!
I was watching I'm Gonna Get You Sucked last night, right? I told you guys.
Hell yeah.
And then
Hell yeah, he missed that shit. I was like, hell yeah. You just
My-
do like this.
my fault.
It was one of those moments where you like, you know, like in the movies, wherever everything goes black and white as it should be, not the whole movie, and then like it's like no. And Adam just walks
I had a
away.
point. I had a point, and I wasn't thinking about that.
Dave, but to
thinking
be
that-
fair, Dave's dap was kind of like compact. He didn't go like this. He was kind of like.
Because I was like, I don't know if you see it.
I'm like play by play.
But so
And Dave puts his fist out. Adam nonchalantly says, "Fuck you."
Yo, Sam was just waiting for that.
so look.
He ain't gonna dap him up. He ain't gonna dap him up, man.
They offered Keenan Ivory Wayne some kind of dairy thing, and he was like, "No thanks, I'm regular."
Right.
I was like, "That's your response when you need too much milkshake."
Like, man, that was a good ass chocolate melt.
That was the bean soda.
Oh yeah.
No
He's
thanks,
like,
I'm regular.
then of course
One
we were
rib.
talking about the part with Chris Rock being in the
Yeah,
diner,
ribs, yeah.
and then I completely forgot that he sold him the one rib.
Yes.
Can
He's
you
like,
imagine?
"Give me one." He's like, "No, one rib."
He goes, one order of ribs. He goes, no, one rib.
Like, doesn't that mess the slab up? Now you got to sell
Oh,
it in
definitely.
singles anyway. Or you
Well,
got who wants 5
Somebody
ribs?
gets screwed over on that.
Ribs come in 6, right? More than likely. Hey, me neither. I don't really eat ribs.
He was like, "That breaks down to like 50 cents a rib." He's like, "Let me get one rib."
He's like, no, one.
And then he pulls out some wine.
You got so fucked up.
You got change
Yo,
for 100.
That what a great fucking movie. Like, I remember because I have your VHS, I think, somewhere in that closet. So back when VHS was a thing, that was the last time I saw that shit. I mean, you know how it is. There's movies that you couldn't see unless you owned them regularly at that time. There was a time like that, kids.
Yo, movies used to take like the whole year to get. You'd be like, this movie did come out, didn't it?
Yeah, right. Remember.
Like,
Yeah. And it is. I don't know if it was like the really successful movies that stayed in theaters long, or the ones that were less successful that stayed in there long, and they were just hoping it would catch some traction. But it just felt like there was like different time periods.
I don't know what the fuck, dude. So is your prediction that movie theaters come back, or do
I don't
a
know.
lot of that? Does AMC survive this?
I don't know.
The pandemic would have to reach a nice settled point relatively fast.
Here's my thoughts. In anything, you have to adapt, evolve, and adapt and evolve in order to survive.
Mhm.
If they adapt,
Darwin.
if they figure out a way to revolutionize, which is a good idea for anybody, really, to revolutionize the movie going experience, then they'll be able to stay afloat. But I don't know that in its current form, movie theaters can come back. Nobody wants. I don't want to. I didn't want to sit next to somebody I didn't know before. Now I gotta sit next to somebody I don't know before, and they be coughing and shit. Now I gotta fucking steal off them because
They're
like you
probably
came to
nasty
the movie
people.
theater, sat next to me. You're like the one nasty bitch.
Yeah.
This hypothetical person.
Let's say it doesn't work. What happens to all the movies? Like, listen, we're getting to a point where brick and mortar is like.
Oh, it's weird.
So what
Dude,
happens with all these businesses? Like, everybody's just gonna look like a rundown.
Dude, office buildings downtown are
People
going
are
to
moving
be.
remote. Like you have.
That's what
you
I'm
don't
saying. They're going to be almost abandoned.
need- Man, all these buildings are gonna be. Are we gonna?
Dude, we should
deindustrialize
buy
them?
one and create a place. You know, it'd be really dope.
Create a fun zone.
We buy a fucking
sounds
we
kinda
buy an
weird.
office.
That sounds like some other shit.
Yeah,
I mean, we
that's
can have
also
like a
too.
basement.
We can have that too.
Yeah.
But no,
Freaks.
but like to buy like a 3 or 4 office building and create a place where you can go for adult cops and robbers or hide and go seek. Or even better, laser
We're
tag. 'Cause
losing-
laser tag is fun shit.
We're losing a lot of people here because like the Gen Zers. There's a big battle going on right now. I don't know if you know this, but the Gen Z population is really doing everything they can to hate on the millennial population, which is us. And they're talking a whole lot
I
of shit.
hate to say that I'm a millennial, but I guess I'm a millennial.
1980.
I know, but that's because they altered it, right? Like it's like you can't move the goalpost, bitch. Like I was what I was.
The point is, fuck the Gen Z kids, and also they don't know a lot of what we're talking about. And this is shit that built what you know now, so you should do it. You should know those things. But I just figured we're saying a lot of things that from our childhood that we're aware of. I don't think kids play cops and robbers.
You know what I think happened in this year specifically, because you just brought it up. I think this year the pandemic, just another thought about it, is that what really transpired during this like last 10 months.
My dog is whining.
Yeah, he's whining like a little bitch. But like I think nostalgia came back big. Like nostalgia is always big, but like I think nostalgia came back in a very big way. Basketball cards are only nostalgia, right? There's like, I mean, not that they are only, but for people who were involved when they were kids, you know what I mean?
The millennial generation is the nostalgia generation. That's like we feed off of that shit. Like we cherish our childhoods, and I think like we view our childhoods in a different way than most other generations. And I think it's really just because like we're gonna pause real fast.
But so now that we're back from the break,
Yeah, we took a small break.
Dave had a pee break,
My dog had a pee break.
and I just sat here.
I ate an Oreo and put on a sweater.
This isn't pee.
It's not pee. He didn't
It's not.
He didn't pee into the cup. But we're back anyway.
You could
so
be in a cup if you like.
I have no idea where the fuck we were at before
Possible.
we.
Chicken in a box.
Does anybody remember?
Woo!
Anybody?
What'd you say?
Anybody
I think
remember
were
where
getting
we
into-
were at?
I think we're getting into sports or something. Not sports,
No,
but
we're getting
music.
out of sports and music.
Into music.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm not really up on game about much what the kid came out in 2020 because I haven't been potting. So
Well, I have a few thoughts on music that came for the last year. One, not a lot came out, but also the bigger names stayed away.
some
A
of
lot of the bigger names you didn't get last year because they didn't want to put out good music and not be able to tour.
Do you think now that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are divorced that he's gonna make better music again?
Probably not.
I saw him in the studio with Dr. Dre.
Again, probably not.
Also, shout out to Dre, man. Hopefully he's recovering well from his.
Yeah, dude.
Because
episode.
like he had just ended that divorce
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
But I think he was still in the heat of it, and that's part of like
Yeah,
they were in the middle of
she
arguing
Right.
or whatever. Yeah,
Right.
Crazy, man.
and then some fucking dick face went to go and break into his house while he was in the hospital.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck
Fuck is wrong with people?
People want to take advantage.
Man, people don't have no morals.
Think that. Yes. Exactly.
Morals? What?
Telling you. But anyway, I don't know. Yeah, so
Yeah,
continue about your.
How do you think you just walk into Dre's house and you're fine? Like, or that you wouldn't?
You got
Right.
you got
Either
not
I'm
all
going to die,
not all criminals are
or
smart.
I'm gonna get caught up in a couple things.
Not all
Mhm.
criminals are smart.
Sure.
It all either that or it was
an
an inside job, which a lot of the time it might be.
You know what? Right.
You know,
his estranged wife.
his
Huh?
his strange
Bitch.
wife.
I don't know, but
It's strange.
She is a
Estranged.
strange wife. I tell you what.
Yes.
She estranged.
Very
Estranged.
nice.
Estranged.
Very nice.
this is appropriation.
Have you guys watched
of
any
the
of?
Islamic
Have
community?
you fucked up? Have you
And I'm not even Islamic.
have you
What the fuck
watched?
am I doing right now? I apologize.
Have you watched the second Borat at all?
Oh, I thought
my-
it was amazing, man.
I watched-
loved every bit
I
of
watched
it.
half of it and I had to stop because my cheeks hurt.
You watched
It
the whole
was-
thing, though.
It
I wa-
confirmed
I
a lot
watched-
of what
no, I
I
haven't
knew.
gone back. I plan to. But I turned it off when they were doing the dance in front of all the white people when she had her period.
Gee.
That shit was
wild.
crazy.
That was
Yo,
wild.
that shit was. And Rudy
Yo.
Giuliani.
Oh,
Giuliani.
I haven't watched that yet. I haven't seen that part.
Don't
Oh,
say it.
so I ain't gonna say nothing.
I do know what happened though, because he was
Oh,
and
shit.
he was angry.
Yeah.
Alligators are angry because the medulla oblongata. Something's wrong with your medulla oblongata.
Just tell him shoot you right behind the ear. It's
It
like
won't hurt. Medulla oblongata. He's like, what?
another great movie.
But
Is that Money Talks?
yeah,
Yeah, right.
one of my favorite movies. Man. But
But music.
so music, right? Like not a lot of came out, but what my favorite part of the pandemic year, right? Because I kind of it's like a fiscal year almost with this shit, you know. It's like from March to March.
That's what they call it now. PFS. Or
the fiscal
PFY.
year.
Yeah, right.
Fiscal
The
year.
pandemic Fiscal year.
So a lot of R&B came out, man, and some dope R&B came out. I will say the rap on the rap side, Jim Jones has continued to deliver.
Oh, I didn't know that he was putting stuff.
He just put something out with Harry Fraud. It's called The Fraud Department.
I never listened to that.
It's pretty dope. But he's put out a few things in the
Jim
last.
Jones is rapping like that? Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But Jim Jones always
I mean,
been
okay, excuse me. I didn't mean to like dismiss.
no,
him.
but he's
I mean, I'm not following
like
him.
diplomats.
no. Yeah, but no, he's been rapping his ass off. Currency continues to put music out, and it's always good music.
Currency is living the lifestyle that I want to live.
Oh, I told
He just
Vivi, I was
rapping.
like, he's pretty much who I would be if I had money.
Yeah.
Like, I like cars, I like shoes, I like,
He likes money, weed,
Money.
cars, and music.
yeah. And that's,
Wait, he has that song though. No, I think it's a song.
called Money, Weed, Cars, and Music. Money, weed, cars, and music.
Money, Cash, Hoes?
We in the South and we knows how to do it. I'm sorry, that's not the lyrics. That's just my lyrics.
So Sam is still one of those people that believes that if you're from the South, you ain't got no ability.
That's not true. You're a motherfucking liar. Because I'm gonna beat you.
You a whole ass bitch for that.
No, I should be hitting you.
No, that's not true. Take that back. You know that's wrong. Listen.
Take that. Take that.
All right, I'm just saying that. You,
Take it back.
Take that.
No.
Take that. Take that.
Take that.
Take that.
Take that.
Take that. Take that.
Take that.
I don't like this at all.
Just that.
We got gonna wrap this up now, or
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've gotten off the
so
deep end
let's
here.
go back to music, huh?
Benny the Butcher, Freddie.
Benny killed. Alfredo was ridiculous.
What the fuck?
There was a lot of good music.
I played both of those albums almost every day.
Conway put
for
out
4 months.
Conway's album.
Oh yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, there
There
was
being able to just throw on one album for 4 months.
I guess looking
Man.
back,
They
I
smashed that shit.
don't realize, or I guess you got to remind me of like some of the shit that came out. You know what I mean? There was such a year with so much
Those two were
going
great
on
ones.
mentally that it's kind of hard to remember music that came out that you listen to a lot.
Yeah.
You know, Division put something out. That was a great album.
There's a not underground. I guess he's not well known. He's not a well known artist. I don't know. Newer cat, rather.
What's his name?
From the West Coast, from the East Coast, from Maxo.
I think I've heard this.
MAXO. That I played that album more than I played the other two I mentioned.
Really?
So what it is it's I believe he's in his 20s, like he's a musician. But it's the perspective from a young black man in the time that we were going through at that time.
Got you.
When you watch George Floyd,
Right.
like he doesn't speak on that directly, but you're hearing this kid rap as a young black man, telling you how he's feeling and like how he perceives the rest of his life, which he thinks he's about to die.
Which is a perspective that's
preaches
very
it.
important, especially right
That
now.
is worldwide.
Yeah.
For black people.
That was
you know?
crazy. That
And that's not
dude.
to discredit, because I know that there's hate going around for Asian people right now.
No, there's
as
yeah.
well as Islamic, people.
In
But
America, unfortunately,
it's
hated.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Nothing but
It's a
hate.
breed of hate. Yeah, or it's breed by hate.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that album, for me, maybe that's why I played it so much. It was just
Resonated.
yeah.
And that's
It's
important to
hard
music.
cope.
It's important. I
And he really
I get
helped
it.
it out. He really
Yeah.
helped me out.
I understand. I understand like that, like how that could be needed.
So yeah, Maxo.
Got you.
Music is what feelings sound like.
Indeed. But yeah, I see there. I guess in this year, like I was getting to, is there was so much mentally going on outside of music that it's hard to retain what you've listened to and what you
Eminem
didn't.
dropped.
I don't give a fuck about Eminem.
Yeah, but like, because you're a big fan currently, right?
Of him?
Uh-huh.
I
Oh,
wanted,
of course,
I wanted to make sure that
dude.
for,
I
for
didn't
my,
give a
for my
fuck.
boy
All
Sammy's
his
sake,
I didn't even. I didn't
know,
even.
I wanted him to know that
Here's how much I
nobody
cared about
cares
that
Eminem
album
on this
dropping.
podcast.
Here's how much I cared. Literally, how much I
He's
cared.
gonna murder you with his
I don't
music.
know what the thumbnail looks like for the album. I don't know what the name of the album is.
Music to be murdered by. That's why.
Right.
Yeah,
2, right? It's the second one.
I don't know.
I thought it was.
It's the second one. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Shameful.
I don't even need to hear it to tell you it's terrible music.
I want to.
And
still
any of
be
you
a fan
fucking
of Eminem.
Eminem stan boys who
I'm a-
can't be objective and speak about shit the way it really is,
Mhm.
like Eminem's the greatest artist. Did you hear that?
Let's
No,
just go
he's
back.
rapping in triple time.
Yeah.
He tries to get as many words in a bar as possible.
Let me tell you guys. All right, there's not.
This has
many
been the
things,
same argument since we started fucking podcast.
There's not many things that drug addiction has been good for, but it was great for Eminem's career. And I know it sounds terrible.
We've talked
to say
about
that.
it, but
Man, that's Slim Shady LP.
his creative bone is he's stuck. Like there's times where rappers get stuck in their in a mode that they can't get out of, like where they're like not doing such great music.
I don't really think it's. So you're right. You're not wrong. I definitely agree with that. I think with M, and I don't want to speak for him. I'm not him, but like maybe it's Because he's older now.
That's
just be more responsible.
I personally think he's just lost touch with the culture.
Maybe that. Was he ever really in touch? Like he was always outside of it.
Maybe he was in touch a little bit with the.
Like,
I think he was
didn't wanna
he was in touch during the D12 years, and
Yeah, I mean the Detroit sound. He brought the Detroit music scene back to life in a way. You know. Yeah, I mean obviously like him and Royce, they were doing that together early, and you know like there's obviously
Shout out
huge.
to Royce, too.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's been killing it recently too.
That man's
th-
never-
There's huge names from Detroit that I'm not 100% sure would have had such a spotlight on them now had it not been for the contributions that they made. Yeah.
Besides that.
well, no,
Right.
Tech Nine's from Detroit.
I'm not saying everybody. I mean, obviously, you know, but
The
there's
thing, so I think you didn't mean to
open some
say
doors.
you didn't mean to say bring the Detroit music scene back. You meant to say bring the Detroit music scene to the mainstream in a sense.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming Detroit's always had a music scene. They've always had
For sure.
that Motown, but I'm not speaking. I'm for sure. I'm speaking more hip hop specific. So
In the hip hop realm, though, there wasn't.
Exactly.
Well, in the hip hop world, there wasn't a lot of people from Detroit like yelling Detroit. You know what I mean?
But
Like, Eminem was like, "Yeah, I'm from this shitty
the
area." in
only
Detroit,
artists
and
that were that's what he was saying. There's
Mhm.
Dave just said it. There's not many people that came from there or were coming from there. So
Oh, you know what? Excuse me, but we're also overshadowing.
Mhm. I was gonna say, I was
For
like,
sure. And that's what I was gonna get to right now. Like there were, but there weren't as plenty. Like Atlanta, for instance. Atlanta at one point just boom, and the floodgates opened,
Exploded.
and you knew who they were based on their accent.
Well, so
Detroit
I feel
don't
like-
necessarily
I feel
have an
like
accent.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just getting at like you were able to know Atlanta because Atlanta came in and they had their southern drawl. They were speaking about the A, whatever it was. Detroit, their accent kind of doesn't sound.
Midwest.
I don't hear any difference in it from them from Wisconsin. You hear Wisconsin's got a weird fucking accent.
Well, let's not
But
get started on
Detroit,
Wisconsin. They got a lot of weird
Detroit, Chicago, even St. Louis probably has a little bit more drawl than. But you know what I'm saying? Like you didn't know, oh, that's an artist from Detroit. It had to be brought to your attention. And if there's only 4, 5, 6 artists really doing it, and in a time where
a
music,
lot of places.
and this was in a time where music wasn't streaming, right? You weren't streaming Tech Nine, J Dilla. You weren't streaming Slum Village. You weren't there was even when M first started coming out.
No, there
So-
wasn't any streaming.
No.
there
So
was
you weren't
Napster,
able to
there
just
was
search.
Napster,
Yeah,
there was Kasson. And that was
exactly.
if you had a computer.
But in terms of like
Not everybody had a
exposure, it wasn't in your face.
Right.
You know, so you had to go look. You had to be like, yo, this is cat from Detroit, Dilla. Go check him out. You might really fuck with his
all
music.
word of mouth.
But you weren't
All
hearing him
Well,
on
yeah, so-
social media, and
wasn't
there
any.
was
So that's the
nothing.
thing. So Eminem brought Detroit more to the mainstream.
But
And
but can you say that? Because there,
Well,
You can
he
say
did
that.
It, he did it during a time when himself, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he
I
got
mean,
to the he got to the MTVs, he got to the mainstream. But again, we're gonna get into a topic that he's a white rapper, right?
So you're talking about privilege.
Yeah, there's a privilege to what might have come to him,
but
that
he
wasn't coming to
he
other
wasn't
artists
signed
at
by
that time.
a random white executive record label. Like this is Dr. Dre who put.
Yeah, but
the
that
light on
doesn't
Eminem.
matter.
Eminem was rapping
It
underground.
doesn't
before he
matter.
was
It
a
doesn't
thing.
matter. That type of rap wasn't gonna come across as anything other than whatever. Like the way that Eminem rapped couldn't have been rapped by another artist. The way
He brought the white
I
perspective.
think the best example of
and people don't know who Proof is.
No one fucking knew who Proof was until he died.
Yeah.
Or until D12 came out.
Eminem brought the white perspective.
I'm with that.
That's
And
what it is.
there's other artists.
Proof was outlandish, and then we talked about the shit he talked about. We talked about whatever he wanted to talk about. Just like M did.
Yeah.
No one knew it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about the rap that seems out there, like the Ghostface of the world, right? Ghostface raps not like Eminem, but like in a really he has his own style out there, talks weird shit, but like he never made it mainstream like that. Like he made it to the mainstream of hip hop, but like we're talking about pop artist status that Eminem achieved, because I do believe, based on not only, I don't want to make it a black and white thing, but white does matter in
I
this.
don't want to.
So-
It is a big
I think white matters in this.
So when you think about the time frame that
How
Dre
about-
signed M, do you think it was like less more about his abilities and more about a potential of an untapped market of white America?
I'm not going to say that Dre went into this with that, but I don't know that he was the only one behind the decision to push M. And who was behind? Somebody knew that with a white artist in the time that it was, with hip hop being such a huge, like the time that M came out with '97, hip hop was at this point where it was transitioning from like a lyric. It was like less underground, going more to a mainstream type of thing, right? The more bling bling era, if you will, right? So Eminem came around that time, and I think that whoever was behind the movement, right? Maybe not Dre, but somebody recognized the idea somebody recognized that this white artist who spits and can relate, right? Somehow, some way, he's infiltrated to the culture of hip hop, right? And they've accepted him. And he's a white man that can be accepted. Maybe I know
it's clear that Dre has.
I don't want it to sound that way, but it does kind of sound that way.
Eminem went to go and seek Dre out, and Dre might have been like, "Hey, he may not."
And I know nothing. I don't. Yeah, that's a big point. I don't know that Eminem who came to who. And
well, I mean, according to legend, I mean, Eminem went to California.
No, right. So.
Well, no.
I just don't like. I feel. I don't like how the argument I just portrayed.
Here's the thing, man. There are certain artists that put certain states on the map, and it's just how it is. Like Atlanta. Atlanta has been put on the map by 5 different artists at different times.
The argument is that
New York has been put on the map by 1,000 different artists. Race
matters, man. Race matters. That's all I'm saying. Race matters, and it didn't. Not to say that Eminem wouldn't have been put on, or Dre wouldn't have put M on, but the superstardom, pop star status that Eminem achieved so quickly, seemingly
there was a market for people wanting to hear the white experience in the ghetto.
Well,
and that's what he brought. Like, he gave his perspective being in a low income area.
Look what that
Detroit.
sparked. Look what that sparked. Bubba Sparks. Bubba Sparks came out.
He probably wouldn't have thought he could do his shit without Eminem coming out.
No. And he almost Timbaland got him a little white rapper with that. But he wasn't little. He was a big boy, but he was able to get his white rapper.
I don't want to make it.
It's not. But
there were white rappers before Eminem.
I know you're not trying to get into it like that. But it's the way it sounds.
When we speak, well, you have to speak about marketing, right? Sure. And marketing is never going to neglect the idea that, unfortunately, in this world. No. Oh, no. Not at all.
Mm-hmm.
I only respect Timbaland, and I never would say that. I'm just saying in a time where that was
what
a
I
thing.
said that what Dre was doing. So.
In a time, and that probably wasn't. But in a time where that was a thing, maybe people behind them, like, I don't know, you can never, because the higher ups, we still never know, right? The higher ups, we
only know Jimmy.
Exactly.
Don't know his boss.
Right. Who was making these decisions?
I think part of what we need to keep in mind when we're having the debate about rap in different regions at that time was Detroit was a completely different world than California at that time, and you didn't have the same vision into like what Detroit was like from California like you do now. So like there was different demands there. There was different demands here. There was different ways of doing things, and like Dre maybe he knew there was a market. Maybe there was something that he was privy to that Detroit didn't really have, a demand for.
Of course, the market is big market team to a small market team, or vice versa in basketball. You're in Oklahoma and you move the fucking, the Nets or the Knicks. You're like, holy shit!
Which is why it took till 2019 for somebody from Buffalo
bright lights in big
blow
city.
up. Now have a vision to everything around the country. It's not just.
Yeah. I wanted to speak.
I just want to say. Only thing that I want to say, get across, is that whether or not Eminem would have been as big as he was, I don't know, but you can't neglect the idea that race would have mattered in this time. And I'm not saying, and I don't want it to seem like, because everybody who knows me knows that, what I'm saying? It's just a matter of, you have to really think about it. Like, Eminem was the experiment and then the control.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So,
but you could also call him good at one point, and right now he's not the same.
You cannot take away from Eminem's first 2 albums. great.
Full first three.
Three, the Eminem show is.
No.
Oh, you talking about Infinite? Yes, yeah, I get you. You're right. I guess when I refer to first albums, I refer to first studio. First studio, you get what I'm saying?
Major album.
Yes.
You're right.
But no, Infinite is dope.
Front and back.
Dude, you remember when your brother brought Slim Shady to us?
Yo,
We're sitting in Dave's room. He's like, "Yo, you get."
It was a tape,
Yes.
yo.
You gotta listen to this. I was like, okay.
Who was saying that shit before M?
Yeah.
Like M paved the way for just, I think, for rappers to actually express themselves.
Probably so.
And not feel like they have somebody watching over their shoulder to see what they're about to say.
Yeah, but I wouldn't credit him with that.
But the problem is,
I wouldn't credit him with that. That's kind of where I
guess
think.
not.
That's where I think maybe Dr. Dre saw something in him because that's NWA. That's how they started,
Sure,
right? Like
sure.
we're like, hey, fuck this, man.
That's
We're
so
telling
true.
our story,
That's so true.
and now Dre's like, hey, man, now here's this
But
guy.
I guess that's also like any rapper.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
maybe Dre was like, hey, man, we got this guy who he doesn't fit the mold of what you think a rapper is going to be, and he has this story, and he doesn't mind.
can I play devil's advocate? Is that also a privilege? Not Dre, Eminem's ability to come and do that at the time where there were no.
Talk
There-
about
you
murdering
did have
his-
you did have black hip hop artists doing that, right? To some extent, but nobody was doing what Eminem did and came and did and said what he said to white America and middle America. And is there privilege involved in that?
In a way, I think.
What is the better question? Would anybody else of a different race been able to come and do that at that time?
We don't know.
What do you think? Well, just playing devil's advocate. What do you guys think?
So I don't know if I want to or can't watch that.
I know we don't want to get into the race idea, but privilege is this. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Hindsight's always 20/20.
I mean,
Because how about this one? 9/11,
Yeah.
So there was a whole stigma for Arab Israel.
Yeah.
That would have been a horrible time for Arab Israel.
Yeah.
yo, imagine that shit. That's hilarious.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Like,
Playing up to people. knocking
No,
down the
and I
top.
just mean because
M came out in
97-ish. I think Slim Shady was 97, 98, something like that.
96 was Slim Shady. 98 was Marshall Mathers.
Yeah. That's a throwback. That's throwback.
Shout out to BET when they had Comic View and they had Rap Scene.
They had hits from the street.
Hits from the street, 106.
106.
Like
Yeah,
when it was
BET
the
had a
original,
good
when
run,
it
man.
was
What was the one where they used to go to the college campuses?
Well, Hits did. That was
Hits would go, but there was another show that did that, and then they had Sita's World, the little cartoon character lady that she did her own character or countdown.
Sam's older than us.
No, but
No,
David,
no.
but David, we used to sit and watch
Hell
BET
yeah.
together.
I like to point out things that I can make
If
fun of Sam
anything,
for.
I should know what he's talking about.
Right. There's a reason you know what we're talking about, motherfucker. Adam be forgetting.
Sam likes to think that
Paved the
everything
way,
that he did
bitch.
was a
You know what though? I want
Result
to
of what I did.
Yeah.
So right now, current point and for the last 4 years, De La Soul don't own the rights to any of this. Tommy Boy Records holds all the rights.
Tommy Boy Records still exists?
No.
So who owns Tommy Boy?
I'm not sure.
I always want to say Tommy Davidson, but I know it's not Tommy Boy. It's-
He would have been released that shit.
so Tommy Boy is but Tommy Boy back in the day was literally like black
It
artists.
was straight passive, like Jungle Brothers. Like,
And so now they're dissolved, I'm assuming. Do they have a parent company that owns them?
yeah, they have to.
Universal?
I don't know who they're partnering
Right,
with.
Warner or some shit.
So, my point in saying that is that Beastie Boys came up with De La,
And they own theirs.
and they own
So you can't get away. So
So
races.
even back then,
Yeah.
think about all these artists that don't
And
have
the
rights to their
Beastie
shit,
Boys
bro.
honestly probably can be credited with a little bit of Eminem.
Well, of course.
What do you think?
They're the original white rappers.
They're
Oh, sure.
well, they're white rappers, but they spoke in a
thought,
very
like-
goofy. Their rhymes weren't
You know what?
normal.
I'm a huge
Beastie Boys are dope.
Beastie Boys was a
Them
result
cats-
of like
them
the
cats
MC
got the
era.
front.
Like
Them
Yeah.
cats got down,
Yeah,
and they were all about people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Not-
dude, Beastie Boys are dope. Beastie Boys are
and they
dope. Oh, we're dope.
realize we're white and we have privilege.
Yeah.
We're not using it.
Which was also
We're here
dope.
for the progression of
Yeah.
the culture.
And that's when it matters. You can literally detect a very whether somebody's genuine in the culture. You know what I mean? Whether they care for it, whether they've studied it, whether they've been around enough to understand it. You know,
They can be credited in a way to being some version of a pioneer during that era. Just because I mean,
100%.
Say that the Beastie Boys were pioneers
No, they were pioneers of
they
like
commercialized a lot of what wasn't commercial.
was because Beastie Boys were what mid '80s, right? Mid '80s.
70s. I thought
Yeah.
they were like late 70s for some reason, but
No, they're like '80s. So
the Beastie Boys were a punk band.
they're almost
Before anything.
they're almost
Their first
the
album as Beastie Boys is a rock record.
The Beastie Boys are almost, and this may be they're like the anti NWA
Also,
in a way that they're hip hop, but they speak of a different content, right? They're a little bit more lighthearted in their raps.
NWA. Oh yeah. I thought you were going to say something.
Yo, but he was trying to dap you up too.
Oh, was he really?
No.
Oh, yeah, say that. So, NWA, they spoke to their surroundings, their demographic. What they, Beastie Boys are the same thing, but the Beastie Boys being white, they have
Yeah.
Beastie Boys talk about kids and playing music and hanging out and fucking girls, and that's the only thing they fucking do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And maybe not the anti NWA, but like just literally the polar
And
opposite.
also, like how can the Beastie Boys feel comfortable
Exactly. They shouldn't feel.
they stood in solidarity with Jungle Brothers, with Tribe. They were all brothers in music.
Yeah.
But they couldn't actually. Well, maybe they did.
Like it's not-
I was too young to notice that. But
Maybe they did, but I think they were probably smart enough to know it's not necessarily our place. You know, it's only our place to help support in the best ways we can.
Yeah.
It's not our place to be vocal about. We can be vocal, but we have to be very selective about how we speak, right? Like, because we're not of that era, that world. We have never had to experience that. So, never having experienced certain things, certain hardships, we can't speak on them. We can only speak out against them.
That's what it is. I mean, and also Russell Simmons and Run DMC are the reason that we
Fucking Russell Simmons' ass is still in where Thailand or some shit going.
Sure. Yeah.
and that's I think where
That's probably because the Beastie Boys. Beastie
Ah,
Boys.
didn't know that.
And they studied.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I've considered Buddhism at some point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I guess so. That's how the progression would go, like throughout the '80s, right? So you had Beastie Boys coming out; they were like just having a good time, you know, putting out party music, fun music, whatever. And then NWA, and obviously, I don't want to say that this is necessarily solely an NWA thing. There was a few around that time, but really just kind of got into telling your story and using your platform as a way to kind of show the world, like, hey, this is what's happening over here.
Yeah.
You know? And that was like probably the first instance that, hey, using your platform became really a thing. Like, people were making music.
Well, Public Enemy.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like a solely NWA thing.
But that was a time of social consciousness being vocalized
Yeah, the '80s definitely.
in music, in rap music, which, you know, had a whole nother form of social, you know, oppression that wasn't being spoken about elsewhere, because most people who were being oppressed in hip hop were black, and those who were white. You know, they were in different genres. You know, they were dealing with things they didn't even understand, or they were listening to things about hip hop they didn't understand. And for a group like the Beasties to understand, hey, we're in this, we're guests almost in hip hop, like, in a sense, like, even though they weren't, but they are, because
Well, shit, yeah. Because they started as a punk band,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. they weren't, they
Yeah.
didn't come up as that, right? So, like, it's a difference
And the
between
cross collaboration between genres wasn't really a thing.
feel like
too much.
Just about that time it started with once Run DMC. Just after that part,
And
I
they kind of
think.
walked the line of rap rock.
Yeah, Walk This Way. That was the one.
That was the Beastie Boys sound at that point. There were MCs that played rock music.
Yeah.
And the fact that Run DMC got that instead of Beasties was pretty crazy, but dope at the same time.
Dope.
You know, because I bet you in that time what made sense was, hey, Beastie Boys on an Aerosmith song.
Yeah.
But but I believe that Steven Tyler is a little bit more progressive, right, than that. So I think he was probably like, no. I don't know. I would assume he was probably like, no.
It's hard to
this is
predict
the way
what
to
was going
go.
through people's minds.
Because, I mean,
especially with white people.
Who would have thought that they would have said, "Hey, no, we want Run DMC to be in this on this song," but other than the Beasties, just putting yourself back in that mind, that time, 86, 87, whatever it was.
And I'm sure there was an element of seeing an opportunity to make more money that way. Like, hey, we collaborate, we can cross over our audiences, the rock audience with the rap audience, and like something can happen there. They tried it
Because of that, for
and
sure.
I would imagine
For sure. But you know what? They're still one of the biggest bands ever, so it doesn't matter though. Those people that lost them, fuck them, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, if you don't like our viewpoints on the KKP, fuck you.
You can't respect that. You
Well, depends. If socially, if you can't appreciate what we're speaking, fuck you. But otherwise, my other opinions are probably not so great anymore. But man, we can speak about this shit forever. But I think we do need to wrap this joint up. We're about 2 hours in.
Yeah, probably we've gone.
Huh? Probably a little bit more.
Bit, you know.
The next one will probably be just as long because we still have things to talk about that we've been wanting to say probably for 9 months.
Yeah, I mean, none of the things that we talked about. Like, usually I have some kind of list coming in here. Like, I had a lot that I wanted to talk about, and it was just literally just burning my vocal cords to go. You know what I mean? You know how you got like, I got the itch type of thing, and I really just wanted to get back into it, man.
Yeah,
and I'm really
I'm happy we're back here.
Very happy.
Happy we're back here, my brothers, and
yes, indeed.
Especially
you know.
these times.
Yeah, Dave, can you let the people know what it's looking like? Will we be seeing you soon again?
So I'm thinking you guys will see me once, twice a month.
Perfect. And it's an open door policy for Dave, and you guys remember Zach as well. Right. So it's an open door, but Dave says he will be here a minimum of at least once a month.
You'll see him.
And that's important.
He'll pop up. You know,
that's important. We're not going to let him not come. We want him over here for at least once a month because. When the trio's together, it's not like even though me and Adam we did hold it down.
Definitely.
I think the trio together is a little bit more exuberant.
Yeah, plus it's always fun to have somebody else make fun of other people.
Word. When two people are laughing at one, it's better than one laughing at the other. It just looks like a pretentious ass conversation then.
Like, then what's your movie that you just saw? And it looks like that.
Oh, Malcolm and Marie.
Yeah,
don't watch it.
Well, they pretty much did watch it.
I've spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, I told them enough about it. Literally, there's not much to know.
It's a black and white movie where people just fight. One
much. I know the movie now because of his explanation for it.
You shouldn't watch it though.
But anyway, extraordinarily, just super happy to be back.
Indeed,
this was a long time coming, and I missed it. And now, we're going to obviously continue to try to update things as we go.
Yeah, the room will take shape from week to week. You'll notice new furniture, maybe new wall art, and then as we progress, and hopefully people do become subscribers again, and as we progress in how we put together our platform. Any kind of fan mail art, we'll be more than willing to put up. And
if you could do like a good character.
Oh, if you could do if somebody can create,
anybody can do any wall art, fan art.
If they can create a caricature, cartoonish type of thing of us, like the silhouettes. Oh, that would be dope. That'd be dope.
Try to keep it like us focused or pod focused.
What if we had fat heads of us,
right,
all three, like the big, and we're all in football or something?
That's funny. Something to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, by the way, I've updated if you're watching or listening on any platform other than YouTube, you can now go into the description section. At the bottom of the description, if you like us, there's a little tip jar there for us. Now I added that. So
I didn't know about that.
I just did it.
You
should be happy with the tip I gave you.
So now,
you should be kissing my ass.
So Anchor is what we use to distribute. He was like, spare change?
Don't mind if I do. And then the fucking counter went up and like ding 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 ding.
Like,
I do want to say this one last thing. That's okay. Really quick.
No.
I want to say we as musicians, and And anybody that loves the genre bring up, we need to keep the hip hop, the progressive, real fucking hip hop alive as well. And we need to keep jazz alive.
I agree, and I will say that I'm very happy. I'm very happy, much like the idea that skinny jeans are leaving, that
real lyrics.
that lyrics are coming back.
Yeah.
Producers are actually and actually going to the source of it.
I got to tell you, some of
That's huge.
my favorite right now is it's always going to be some like just based off music that's being produced. The Alchemist, Harry
Mad
Fraud,
Lib.
and Madlib, and then what's the other dude?
Hit Boy.
Hit Boy.
I mean, gee, like you cannot deny Hit Boy.
Yeah.
Hit Boy's killing it.
Almost everything.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hit Boy. Hitmaker makes some great music too, but it's
Yeah,
on a different other end of things. It's like it's on the more commercial end.
Mike Will
But,
made it.
you know,
Yeah, Mike Will goes.
yeah. But there's some, but again,
Top
lyricism's coming back, and I love it. But you're right, jazz does need to be maintained because obviously,
Father of hip hop.
obviously it's jazz. It's important.
Yeah.
Also, it's just a great. It's great, man. Jazz is great.
That's good.
It's man. You ever go to like Green Dolphin? Not Green Dolphin. Green Mill. Green Mill. It's on Broadway in Lawrence over there.
And jazz is the one genre that credits the founders, the black musicians, for having such an influence that they had.
Yeah,
Like that's the only genre that will do.
Before, because it was a long time ago, but Buddy Guys was down there on Whacker or something. I had gone there before because they closed and went somewhere else. Or
Buddy Guys Legends.
yeah, I remember going there before they closed. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I'm glad that music is in a place.
Shit, blues died.
Yeah.
Blues is a dead art form.
Yeah.
Nobody plays. There's no need to use.
Yeah.
I don't see hip hop doing that, but if it's altered enough, you'll forget where it's what it actually sounded like. So I'm with you, and I'm glad that we're reverting back to lyrics.
Yeah, for sure.
More than anything, we're not hearing the mumble rap like we used to. We're not hearing that.
And
shit.
listen, those subgenres of hip hop, they can exist because people like them. So
Exactly.
That's
But
fine.
yeah, the core of what hip hop is that needs to remain intact.
If you like
Agreed.
drill music, if you like,
because they have their time and place, man.
all of that is up to you, and you do you. Make sure.
And drill, I won't put in the same category as the mumble shit.
It is.
No, I like you know.
Make sure that we just keep the culture.
Speaking of that, R.I.P. King Von.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
R.I.P. King Kong.
Yeah.
Man.
Amongst so many more that we're not going to remember. But
All right,
R.I.P. to
listen.
everybody who's lost their life this year, man.
1000%. RIP to everybody. This is the long kiss goodnight that Kiona and Kasson is known for.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
let's get back to wrapping things up because we don't want to get back into that.
All right.
That spitball arena over there.
So basically, break it down. What we're gonna the set's gonna take place.
The set will be here going forward. It will definitely be taking shape. I did little things here that you can't really tell, but I really didn't want the wall to look nasty. So that was my most recent project.
It will get there.
It will.
Dave will
work
be
in
here
progress.
once a month at the very least.
For sure.
We will try to bother him for that second and possibly third and fourth. But but he knows he's an open door policy for us.
We're going to continue to invest in our equipment here. You know, make sure we update.
Spitter currency.
time.
Hook me up, bro. Come on, yo.
Shit,
Jet
hook us
Live to
all
the
up.
next
I'm looking for that Jet Life. Yo, this Jet Life shit, man. This shit is really good quality, bro.
Oh, also, yeah, if you guys know people with like custom print and shit like that,
Let
we got
us
a lot
know.
of things that we're trying to put together here.
Let us know.
Yes.
But other than that,
Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning back in. If you did, if you missed it like we did, then great to have you back. I know there's a few people who are commenting in our absence, and we
Indeed.
appreciate you checking on us. But yeah, it's all around just a great feeling to be back here.
indeed, to be creative again.
That was episode number 84. After 1 year, it is us.
It's good.
We
Long
are they.
He is I am them, or him.
I don't know what's saying.
Oh, I don't even know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He is I, and I am him.
He's
I am
somebody
him.
else,
That's what
evidently,
JC, right?
so.
He is I am him.
Oh shit! Right.
Yes. But
But
they
you were
are
saying
us,
something
we are
about
them.
they and we.
is that how it
Anyway,
goes? They are us. We are them?
Thank you guys so much
We're
for
done
tuning
with
in. Please go ahead and hit like, subscribe, share, all the same shit that we used to tell you, but
Yes.
haven't told you in some
It's
time.
good to be back, motherfuckers.
Yes, indeed.
And we're back.
And we will see y'all next week. I promise.
Episode
Last time I said that, I
85.
realized 83. I said that. That was a lie.
Oh,
But
wow.
We will be back for 85.
At some point. All right.
No.
Peace, y'all.
Very soon. Later.
Later.